not complaining or presenting any symptoms with the head. They still did a concussion test, but I don't know. It feels like a lot of guys have been able to pass those things even after they've had a concussion, which is why I kind of feel like it's almost like the duck, right? If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, let's treat it like it's a duck.
All right, this is Ross Tucker from the Ross Tucker podcast on DraftKings. Ross, this Kansas City, you mentioned Mahomes earlier. Kansas City's at Tampa Bay. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers haven't looked great offensively. Defense is fantastic.
Unless you
haven't
like
looked
field
great
goals.
offensively. Right. And Kansas City hasn't really looked great offensively either without Tyreek Hill. Who do you like in this game Sunday between these two?
Yeah, man. I'm going to go with Tampa because they're getting Mike Evans back. But you're right. Neither one of them has looked quite as good offensively as you would think or as we typically see. But I'll go with Tampa because of the way their defense has played, although both defenses have actually played pretty well. But also just the fact that they're playing at home and they're getting Mike Evans back.
How about Tyreek Hill, the loss of him to Kansas City and to, I think the first week they blew out. Who'd they play? Remember they blew him out. So people were like, oh, Tyreek Hill.
Arizona.
Who? Right, but it hadn't been that way the last couple of games. How much does Mahomes miss Tyreek Hill?
It's a good question. I don't know that we have enough of a sample size to know that yet because you're right. They did blow out in week one, Arizona. Even the second week, they put up a decent amount of points against a pretty good team. Obviously, they miss him, but I have a lot of faith in Andy Reid and Mahomes to kind of figure it out and still be able to have some success without Tyreek Hill. Obviously, I think they'd rather have him there, but on some level, feel that they spread things out a little bit more. The big thing with Tyreek, as you guys know, is he dictates coverage. Right. They're going to have a safety helping over the top. You know that, which makes it a lot easier to be able to design plays when you already know what the coverage is going to be on Hill.
No doubt about that. And we'll see, going forward how this works out for them in Kansas City. Dallas, a team you played for. You know what? Let me go here since you were an offensive lineman. Cincinnati, we're trying to figure out who they are.
Right.
Last 2 weeks, the offensive line is held up, but the Jets and the Dolphins don't have great pass rushers. But they upgraded, at least on paper, on that offensive line. But they haven't been great, but some people have said it just takes time. Do you think their offensive line is going to get it together? Or that, if they're not clicking already, that they're going to be in trouble?
Yeah, you know what, Chris, they've gotten better the last two games than they were the first two, for sure, which I think is important, obviously. And, the thing is, more than anything else, that position, since I played it, continuity and chemistry matter, And I know you guys follow the NBA closely, but it doesn't always work right away when you just put a bunch of superstars on one team, right? They don't have the role players. They don't have the guy that just wants to hit the board. They don't have the guy. They're not really sure, right, what they're doing. Everybody's used to being the star. Well, offensive line, you're more than half the time you're working with the guy to your left or your guy to your right, and it just kind of takes some time to know what that guy is going to do, and to get used to working with that guy against certain defenses and certain stunts and blitzes. So they definitely have gotten better, and I would expect they continue to get better.
All right. That's great insight from Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman. You can check out the Ross Tucker podcast on DraftKings. Great stuff, man. We appreciate you.
Anytime, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Have a great weekend.
Yep. More couple coming your way. Rob's got beef with Amazon Prime. We'll get to that next. Couple Fox Sports Radio.
College football is great for many reasons. Tradition, students going absolutely nuts for their team.
And here they come.
And, of course, the rivalries. Just ask Brady Quinn.
That's Notre Dame's schedule. They actually play some big boys.
Listen to the best college football rivalry coverage right here on Fox Sports Radio.
We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards, like how they require minimums, and worse, how their rewards flat out expire. Or you could talk about how with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. I mean, talk about amazing. And now that we've talked about that, let's get back to the stuff we talk about here. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Okay, 3 more climbers, 7 loggers.
Ted's sustainably sourced logging company is growing a new branch.
What about truck driver contracts?
Which means a new HR manager will be the first hire to fall.
Then we'll need to staff up the warehouse.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Utah is growing, and we're growing too. What started on the U of U campus has grown to over 110,000 members with 20 locations, and we're ready to meet even more of you. More than a campus or a branch, we are Utah's teachers, businesses, and families. For over 65 years, we've been part of your community, and while our name is changing, our commitment to you is not. University Credit Union is now You First Credit Union. See why it's getting even better here. Welcome to You First. Visit us at youfirstcu.com.
Every weekend in southern Utah, 600 to 800 children go home for the weekend with little or no food. This is happening right in our backyard. For this reason, Findlay Hyundai has teamed up with Neighborhood Connection to feed these children. Every touchdown scored in Region 10 football, Findlay Hyundai will feed a child in need for a month. You can help too. Go to neighborhoodconnection.net. Even a donation of $5 can be the difference on whether or not a child eats this weekend. Please go now to neighborhoodconnection.net and help a child in need.
Legendary. A legendary race comes to this legendary place, and you can have a front row seat as this legend unfolds. Volunteer at the Ironman 70.3 World Championship happening on Friday and Saturday, October 28th and 29th. More than 4,000 volunteers are needed, and no matter what your schedule, there's an opportunity to help on race days or in the week leading up to the race. Sign up today at greaterzion.com. That's greaterzion.com and click on Ironman. Become a legend. Volunteer.
If you're looking for an amazing place to work with excellent pay, benefits, and a truly exciting work environment, then you need to come to the Sand Hollow Resort hiring event this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, each day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on the putting green at the Sand Hollow Resort Golf Course. Come enjoy free appetizers, and everyone who is interviewed gets registered to win a $100 gift certificate to the Sand Hollow Resort. They're hiring for resort positions, golf pro shop, and restaurant positions. Get more details at sandhollowresort.com.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for Utah Tech football. This week, the Trailblazers host Abilene Christian, 7 p.m. at Greater Zion Stadium. Catch all of the action starting Saturday night, presented by Ken Garff, St. George Ford. Utah Tech football with the voice of Trailblazers, Rod Zundel, brought to you by Bucked Up, FX Industries, State Bank of Southern Utah, Stapley Pharmacy, Findlay Hyundai, Red Bed Generation, and Ken Garff, St. George Ford.
When it comes to trust, you can't beat the love from Subaru and the team at Findlay Subaru. Subaru was named the most trusted and best performance brand in the 2022 Kelley Blue Book Brand Image Awards. Findlay Subaru received the 2022 Subaru Love Promise Customer and Community Commitment Award, working with local partners like St. George Animal Hospital and the Washington County School District. Come reserve your new Subaru at Findlay Subaru on the savings side of the freeway or FindlaySubaru.com.
MotoZoo is your authorized Polaris off-road vehicle dealer in southern Utah, and they want to invite you to rise above and find your ride today. Come by MotoZoo on Auto Mall Drive and check out their large selection of new and used inventory. Make sure and stop by their booth at Trail Hero October 3rd through the 8th and test drive the newest and latest products and take advantage of all their show specials. Let Polaris and MotoZoo take you where others can't.
Polaris off-road vehicles can be hazardous to operate and are not intended for on-road use. Driver must be at least 16 years old with a valid driver's license to operate. Always wear a helmet and be sure to take a safety training course.
Monday Night Football is back at the Bloomington Country Club. Join us before the game for tailgating festivities, cornhole, and a putting derby. Bloomington Country Club has dozens of big screen TVs to catch the action. Plus, there will be NFL jersey giveaways and lots of other prizes all season. Bring all your family and friends for delicious food, drink specials every Monday night. Bloomington Country Club is open to the public every Monday night, so you don't miss the party. You belong at the Bloomington Country Club every Monday night.
When you're watching the biggest games in Southern Utah, they're right there with you. It's From the Bleachers with Mark Musgrave.
That's amazing to me.
And Caden Formaster.
What a show, huh?
Tune into From the Bleachers, weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. on 99.5 FM or 95.3 FM in St. George. It's From the Bleachers on the Fan Sports Network.
And now, welcome to the Region 10 Game of the Week on Fox Sports Southern Utah.
Welcome into the Game of the Week right here on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster with you and Keith Curtis on the broadcast tonight. We are broadcasting from Snow Canyon High School. The Warriors taking on their crosstown rival, the Dixie Flyers. It is senior night. The senior night festivities are underway, and part of that means not necessarily a delay to the game, but it just means the pregame show has a little bit of extra stuff going on the field right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. I'm like, man, they've got a huge senior class they're representing here tonight between the cheerleaders, the dance team, and, of course, the football players. What a great experience for these seniors for their last night here at their last home game.
Well, and there's definitely plenty of seniors there as they're lining up. They got them lined up all the way on our left side at about the 5-yard line, going all the way across midfield, and they're getting past the 25-yard line. So they've got a good crew of seniors and their parents out there.
I'll bet they end up going end zone to end zone by the time this thing's all over.
It's pretty cool. Look at all those seniors that are going through the coaches line right now. Still, they have to hug all the coaches and then take their parents over there to the side. So, yeah, they very well could be going end zone to end zone today. But, hey, we do have a good matchup between the Warriors and the Flyers right now. So, both of these teams are kind of in a similar situation in the standings. They're in a very similar spot. They've been playing quite well. And, of course, this is one of the older matchups in Region 10. These two teams have been facing off for decades. So, it's going to be a fun matchup tonight. Again, like I mentioned, two very, very close teams as far as talent level goes.
Yeah, they're very close as far as talent goes, as you mentioned. They don't really like each other either. So I think it was kind of fun that during the football kickoff show that we did, a lot of them said, I can't wait to play Snow Canyon on the Dixie side and vice versa from Snow Canyon kids. So, there's a little bit of a little bit of a rivalry brewing here. The Snow Canyon Warriors are on the west side, and, Dixie being down in the middle of town.
Downtown, yeah.
So it's going to be a great game tonight. Both teams are both very talented. They both can score a lot of points. It's going to be interesting to see which offense can take advantage of the opposing defense.
Absolutely. Well, we do, again, welcome you into the Findlay Subaru pregame show. And part of that means we're going to bring you keys to the game. But before we do that, let's talk about this Dixie football team that's coming in to visit. Now, I'll be honest. I've been out for 2 weeks. I haven't seen a Region 10 football game in really 3 weeks. But that doesn't mean that I haven't kind of kept tabs on it. Now, Dixie is at 4-2 in the schedule. They're 2-1 in region right now. That one loss coming to Desert Hills. Now, here's the thing, though. Snow Canyon has beat Desert Hills, right?
Yep.
So we know that Snow Canyon's kind of they struggled against Cedar the other week. But they still came out with the win. Dixie kind of struggled with Cedar. So we've kind of seen those two teams play against each other, Cedar being in the middle of the two teams we have here tonight. But what does that mean when it comes to these two teams playing against each other tonight? I mean, who's to say, really? But it's all going to come down to one thing for me for Dixie, and that is, can they get that jet sweep rolling?
Yep.
That's kind of their bread and butter.
That is their key play. In my pregame notes, I wrote one thing down. Fly sweep, jet sweep.
Jet sweep, fly sweep, whatever you want to call it. It's a sweep, right? It's a receiver coming over. That's exactly what it is, right? And you're right. That's their play. They did it a ton last year. They do it a lot again this year. Last year, I remember it was always Shea Anderson that was getting the look there. But this year, they've kind of switched it up a bit. They haven't really settled on one specific guy to do it. They kind of go across the board a little bit.
They really do. And I called their game earlier. I think, was it you and I that called their game against the Silver Wolves earlier, week 2? And, the reason why they run that play so much is it stretches the defense and allows their athletic guys to find a crease or a hole, and that allows them to get upfield. And so it kind of wears the defense down. Plus, when you come down here to Southern Utah, it's a little warmer. And by the third, fourth quarter, you're pretty much wore out if you don't have good depth. So.
Right. We definitely see Jackson Barbin is the receiver that takes those yards the most. He's actually averaging 23.3 yards per game this season, which isn't bad for a receiver for rushing yards average. I mean, if you're a receiver and you're rushing for 23 yards a game, you know that they're using the receivers in the rushing game a lot.
Yeah,
you rarely see a receiver with more than, on average, 5 rushing yards a game, Yep. So that's big for sure.
Well, he's their big play guy. And then you flip the script and you go over to the Snow Canyon side. And in my opinion, I think it all starts and ends with Hunter Johnson.
Yeah.
Last year we saw him, in his junior year. He was a little up and down, and, he had a learning curve he had to overcome. And the key was last year, if you got pressure on him, you would see some bad throws, some interceptions, some turnovers that way. So earlier this year, you kind of saw that after week 1. Snow Canyon played a couple of tough teams. They got good pressure on him. He got actually injured. But I called the game when he came back, and him and Will Warner just hooked up and went off.
Right. And Will Warner, I mean, as we remember, he got disqualified of the game against Crimson. He had to sit out the first half of the next game, and so I think he was just ready to play ball. At a certain point, he's probably a little, whether it was upset at himself or upset at the call or whatever, he's upset and he wants to come out and play some good ball, and he showed it. He did exactly that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And he made his presence known the second he stepped onto the field, because they went deep to him. I think it was 35 yards or whatever, and he caught a touchdown. And then later in the game, he caught another deep one for a touchdown. So he definitely made his presence known. Snow Canyon, though, they like to throw the ball around to 5 or 6 different guys. I mean, they don't have one guy that's really top-heavy when it comes to receiving the football. Jake Hill is their leading yard receiver. He has 422 yards. He averages about 16 yards a catch. But, again, it'll all come down to, in my opinion, because Dixie can get good pressure up front.
Sure.
They have a stout defense. If they can get pressure on Snow Canyon, I think this game could be very interesting when it comes to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Now, both teams are heading out to meet midfield right now before we get into a coin toss. So we'll keep you updated on that. One thing I did want to talk about as well, though, you kind of talked about the passing game a little bit. Let's talk about the rushing game for Snow Canyon here in our Findlay Subaru pregame show. Hunter Johnson leads the team in rushing. Now, of course, him as the quarterback shows me two things. Number one, we know he can pass, right? As you mentioned, lots of guys with a lot of yards and receiving yards.
Yeah.
We also know he can run. As I mentioned, he's averaging 86 yards a game right now. So with those numbers in mind, what does Dixie have to do to stop that run as well as the passing game, right? It's kind of a double-edged sword.
It is. But I think, in my opinion, the way I would go about it is you want to get pressure on Hunter Johnson. So if he breaks one, he breaks one.
Yeah.
You live with the rushing yards. I don't think you want to give up the touchdowns through the air. Plus, Dixie likes to run a 3-down, defensive line front and drop 8 back.
Right.
So they'll blitz guys off the corners or up the middle just to change things up. So I'm going to be curious to see if they put a spy. Maybe they'll put a linebacker spy on him so that if he tries to break contain, they'll have some guy spying him. But my bet is they're going to live with him getting his yards, and they're going to try to get pressure on him to try to cause the errant throws.
Yep. Snow Canyon wins the toss. They say that they want to defer. And it looks like they are going to be kicking off from our left to our right, from north to south. So Snow Canyon will get the ball in the second half. And Dixie is going to get the ball to start the game here. So with that said, I know coming up soon we'll be having our national anthem and whatnot. But again, we welcome you into this broadcast here on the Fan Sports Network. Whether you're listening to it here with us on 99.5 or 95.3, or whether you're watching on region10sports.tv, we appreciate you joining us in one of those two capacities. So I know that there were some technical issues with the game across town at Pineview High School, and I'm hoping that they're getting them figured out. I don't know if they've been able to get on air quite yet or not, but they were having a few issues. We're going to check in with them and make sure that they get that game going. So if you aren't listening to that one over on 93.1, then stick with us. We'll let you know when that one's up and running if you want to go check out that game, which is between Crimson Cliffs and Pineview. So stick with us in the meantime. But looks like we're going to have a national anthem, so we are going to take a break and be back with you in just a bit.
Save every day at Finley Hyundai.
Our most popular model, the 2023 Hyundai Sonata, is the best thing to happen to sedans. It has a long list of reasons for you to drive one home, from its affordable pricing to great gas mileage. Hyundai complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. And Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles powertrain limited warranty. Start your journey off with the most extraordinary sedan, the Hyundai Sonata 2023. FinleyHyundaiSt.George.com. More than you pay for.
Appliance Wholesalers Plus, a locally owned business, and has been helping Southern Utah with appliance needs for the past 25 years. With one of the nicest, largest showrooms in Southern Utah, you can confidently select your appliance, and the best part, at wholesaler's price. Appliance Wholesalers Plus provides appliances that combine quality, performance, and style. With trained expert installers and service technicians, make AWP your place for appliances. You can find them at 147 East, 2580 South, just off of Exit 4, or go to ApplianceWholesalerSplus.com.
It's fast, frequent, and fabulous monthly unlimited washes at Fabulous Freddy's. Forget the stickers, get the app, and update your car wash experience. It's so easy. Just download the Fabulous Freddy's app, sync your Freddy card to your account, click the car on the bottom of the menu, select your wash plan, enter payment information, and show your unlimited member number to Freddy's Ticket Writer. The many benefits include managing your membership, track reward points, exclusive discounts, and making appointments. Fabulous Freddy's monthly unlimited washes. Fast, frequent, and fabulous.
Utah is growing in good ways, and Cache Valley Bank is growing with it. As our state grows, it doesn't forget its rugged roots or its frontier-blazing heritage. Neither will we. Cache Valley Bank outfits pioneers in business with the financial tools they need for the journey. We believe the grit and vision it takes to sustain a business is exactly what pioneering is all about. As Utah's financial outfitter, equipping bold ventures is our mission. Mountains await. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, everybody, to Snow Canyon High School. The Warriors taking on the Dixie Flyers. Thank you for joining us here on the Fan Sports Network. It's Caden Formaster and Keith Curtis on the broadcast with you tonight. Again, appreciate you joining us here for this one. Should be a pretty good matchup, Keith, as we wrap up our Finley Subaru pregame show.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how both coaches adjust to the different defenses and the challenges that they're going to mix up with, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be high scoring, and I'll bet we come down to the fourth quarter, and it's going to be anyone's game.
I think you're right about that. As by the way, we do want to point out, too, that and I don't know all of the exact details of this all. Maybe we can get some details for you coming up. But it's a big purple night tonight here for Snow Canyon. I know that they're doing it for a local family. They released a bunch of purple balloons here to start things off as well.
Well, it looks like, too, Dixie put up a sign over there. That's a nice gesture from their fans, too, saying they support a certain family, it looks like, in the area.
The Hill family.
Yeah, so that's really cool to see that kind of sportsmanship as we start off.
Yep. So to get things started for the UD & Associates kickoff here from Snow Canyon, remember they are your local American Family Insurance Agency here in St. George. Again, appreciate you joining us for the Finley Subaru pregame show as well. So Snow Canyon, again, kicking off From our left to the right, north to south, Snow Canyon with the black uniforms, gold helmets, Dixie and the classics, the whites with the blue helmets.
The all whites looking real sharp there.
Going all white, yeah, absolutely.
Not used to seeing this much purple though, Caden. I got to be honest with you.
Is it a little weird for you?
I'm feeling like I'm at Weber State or something.
Corbin Christian with the kickoff. Falls in around the 5-yard line. Brought out across the 20. Stumbling, holding on to that foot, finally falling down. That's number 44 for Dixie, Trevin Aldridge.
Yeah, the big Trevin Aldridge. He's a middle linebacker on defense, and they're putting him back there to return some kicks, maybe just to get a full head of steam going and run over some people.
Makes sense to me, right? Dixie's going to start things off here on a U-First Credit Union first down at the 27-yard line. U-First Credit Union is your first choice for a credit union here in Southern Utah. Find them on North Bluff Street. Snap is away. Schultz looking to pass right over the head of Jeffrey Christian. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Schultz might have had a little pregame jitters going on there. That ball's just kind of sailed on him as Christian's not a real tall guy. Maybe he thought he was a little taller. I don't know. But right through the wickets and brings up a 2nd and long.
Two receivers on the left, two on the right. Snaps away. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Christian takes it right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, 3rd down.
That was a great play that time. That was Rockwell Jones. I love that name, Rockwell. He just snuffed that play out. He was actually like he knew what was coming and dropped him for no gain. So 3rd and 10.
The Flyers, again, setting up in a similar formation now. Schultz has Christian behind him. Two receivers on the right, one on the left. In motion. Fakes the sweep and puts it up the middle as Christian for a short gain of only 2 yards.
Interesting, Caden. They didn't run the fly sweep one time. We know that's their bread and butter.
Yeah, they faked it right there, but
Yeah.
Christian took it himself up the middle.
Again, they just tried to hit the middle more than the outside. I will give Snow Canyon's defense the last few weeks. They've really ratcheted up. We saw them, against Hurricane, then again last week against Desert Hills, and now this first drive, they look real stout.
Absolutely. So Dixie will punt this one away. The punt's away. It's a pretty good one. Falls down at the 30-yard line, and it rolls into the hands of Snow Canyon. That's Will Warner. He's taking it across to this close sideline. He's at the 40. He goes out to the 50. He's still going. He's down to the 30 already. Over to the 20. Taking it to the other pylon on the opposite side of the field. Down to the 5. In for a touchdown. Brought it all the way from one end to the other. Kid ran a mile doing it.
Boy, he sure did. He started off on the west side or east side of the field and ran all the way to the west side. So that's 50 yards just in itself. And then he tiptoed down the sideline and then broke it back again. I'll bet he ran 120 yards right there.
He probably did. He picked it up at about the 20 over on the far side of the field, brought it into the near side, and like we said, took it all the way out to that opposite pylon to avoid the defense.
What a great return. I almost questioned why he was picking it up because he let it bounce, but he made the right decision. He avoided a couple of tacklers, and just like that, we mentioned his name, Will Warner, in the pregame show. He's their big play guy.
It's a Finley Hyundai touchdown. Field goal is also good, so throws 7 points on the Wilkinson's house lighting scoreboard. Now, just as a reminder, Finley Hyundai has teamed up with Neighborhood Connection to feed children here in Southern Utah. Every touchdown scored in Region 10, Finley Hyundai will feed a child in need for a month.
Well, we thought there would be a lot of sparks that would go off in this game, or fireworks, and just like that, we got our first one. And if Dixie, if they weren't ready to play, they better be now because Snow Canyon's fired up. Maybe it's all the purple.
Yeah, it could be. Well, Snow Canyon getting ready to have another kickoff here. UD and Associates kickoff.
Well, Caden, you couldn't ask for a better night tonight. I think it's about, what, 82, 83 degrees. A light breeze out there. Just perfect for football. So conditions couldn't be any better.
We're getting ready for that kickoff now, again from Snow Canyon. Another UD Associates kickoff. Kick is away, and it falls into Aldridge's hands again. He goes to the 10, across the 15, has a hole up the middle, goes all the way down to the 40, close to the 40, but there is a flag on the play.
Boy, that big hole opened up, but I think we're going to get a block in the back on the 20, so that's going to bring this way back. Boy, Eldridge, he caught that ball right near the pylon, slipped, almost fell down. That could have been disastrous, getting the ball on the 1 yard line there, but great job of sustaining his balance and then getting a decent return, but I think it's all coming back for nothing.
It is a holding call on the receiving team, so it definitely will come back, as you mentioned. So a U First Credit Union first down again for the Flyers to start things off on this second drive of theirs.
Yeah, for Dixie, Jalen Schultz at the quarterback, he's done a nice job this year. He's just under 60% completion. He's got 8 touchdowns on the year, only 1 interception, so very efficient. You really like those numbers. They do like to use the run to set up the pass, so you look for that tonight. And just as I say that, they throw the ball.
Throws over there. Sorry, I'm trying to troubleshoot some issues over here. We had a little dead air on the radio for just a second. We do apologize about that, so we should be back up and running now.
Well, in that little play, they tried to do a little screen pass that time to Christian. And again, Snow Canyon's defense read that perfectly and stopped him for no gain. So I think they've gotten 3 yards in 5 plays so far.
Yeah, so second down and 10 now for the Flyers. In motion, hands it off. Taking it across to the 10 for a bit of a loss there. That was number 16, Seth the Cow.
Yes, the Cow. He's trying to find a hole. There was nothing. There was actually 2 defenders there. The Cow tried to juke one, and there was the second defender and lost a yard. So just like that, 3rd and long again for the Flyers.
Third and 11. Schultz in the gun. Takes a snap. Dropping back to pass. Airs one out deep. He has a guy back.
Oh, what
he got him. Oh, he lost it. He lost it. Incomplete. Intended for number 7 for the Flyers. That's David Barchi.
Yeah, Barchi had a step and a half on the defensive back, and great job that time by the defender just to stick his arm in as he was falling down to kind of poke that away from Barchi, or else that would have been a big gainer. Throw was up right on the money. That was a perfect throw.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass by Schultz. He put it right where he needed to. Well, on this 4th down, Flyers will now punt this one away. There's the punt from inside of Dixie's own end zone. Falls down on the 47-yard line. It's going to roll to the 40 and go out of bounds just past 40, around the 49. That's Caden Cooper on the kick.
That's a great job. I'm a little surprised the Snow Canyon upbacks didn't try to run up because they could have stopped it from rolling an extra 10, 11 yards. But with that said, they're going to have great field position for the first possession of the game.
U First Credit Union first down for the Warriors. Now remember, this is the first time we've seen this offense take the field. It's 7-0 on the Wilkinson's House Lighting scoreboard, but that 7 came from a punt return from Will Warner. So this is the first time that we've seen Hunter Johnson tonight. He takes the snap, pressure, gets around, but he gets a pass off in time. It's just well overthrown. That intended receiver was Jake Hill.
Yeah, he's trying to hit Hill on the deep corner route, but there was pressure that time by Rio Ochoa. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the Snow Canyon roster. That was Cash Carlisle. the end, number 32. He got pressure on Johnson right around his feet as he was about to throw that.
Warriors set. It's going to be handoff, taken across to the right side, and down at the 46-yard line. 6-yard gain for the Warriors.
Yeah, that was just a good read that time by Tegan Huff. He got around the right side and drug a tackler there for another yard or so, so picked up 5 yards, bringing up a very manageable 3rd down now.
Third and 4, snap is away, handoff again. Up the middle with it. Gets just enough for a 1st down, right past that 50-yard line. It'll be into now Dixie territory. First Credit Union 1st down.
Yeah, a little surprised. Snow Canyon just willing to run the ball, trying to get establish some dominance up front. Dixie only with 3 down linemen. So looks like they're trying to get the running game started early in the game.
Snaps away. Johnson drops back. Rolls out with it. He's going to run. Short gain as he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage downfield that time by the Flyer defense. Johnson just tried to get outside, get what he can, and great play by number 18, Mason Kesterson, just to ride him out of bounds.
2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Warriors. The Warriors trotting along. Hugh up the middle. Gets past the 45. They'll mark him at the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 to go for the Warriors. Still 7-0 here in the 1st quarter on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard.
That tackle was made by Trevin Aldridge, number 44. We mentioned his name a couple times. Trevin's got 79 tackles on the year, Caden. He's a tackling machine.
Snaps away. Johnson looking to pass. Passes away, overthrown. It'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, again, that was number 32 for Dixie. Cash Carlisle, the defensive end, getting around the end that time, around Hunter Johnson's feet. And I think that kind of threw the timing off just a little bit. Or else he had Esplin open.
Well, the offense is out on the field still. I think they're feeling comfortable with their defense saying, we can stop Dixie, so let's try to gain 5 yards.
Well, you're almost near that position in the field where it's either or. So.
Snap is away. Johnson rolls out. Gets it. Does he have his guy, Will Warner, who's refusing to go down? It's definitely a 1st down.
Yeah, they got to buy a yard or so. So great footwork by Will Warner.
Put it at the 37-yard line. So 7-yard gain on that pass for Will Warner. Good position to be in right now too. If you are the Warriors, marching the football down on a 4th and 5, you convert. Flags on the play before anything can get going. They pull out the flags.
You got a false start on the offense, so that's going to move them back 5 yards. I think that was the big tackle out there, number 55 for Snow Canyon.
Yep, they are pushing it back. So it'll be a First Credit Union 1st down again. This time, put it back 5 more yards to the 43-yard line. Excuse me, 42-yard line. Johnson rolling out, pressure coming. Sneaks away from it, gets out to about the 40. They put him a little further ahead of it. 39-yard line.
Yeah, that time they brought a couple of linebackers on a blitz. Forced Johnson to his right, and he just picked up 3 yards before being ran out of bounds. Look for them to try to run guys deep. They'll run Hunter Johnson right up the middle, kind of like a quarterback draw. That's one of their favorite plays. We saw him break a 60-yarder against Hurricane that way.
2nd down. About 12 to go. Snap is away. So is the pass. Wrapped up immediately and taken down.
Boy, that was dangerous, Caden. Did you see that? The number 20 for Snow Canyon. That was
Samaje Thompson.
He was looking over at the coach, and they snapped the ball. Hunter Johnson threw it to him. He just barely turned his head around. That could have been dangerous.
Hey, they kept the ball in the possession, gained about a yard, so it's 3rd and 11 now for the Warriors. Snap is away. Pass. He's got an open man. Got it. Will Warner out to the 10. Jukes a guy and trots into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown tonight. 2nd for the Warriors.
Well, there you go. Just like that. They found Will Warner. That was on the post move. And he got behind number 29 for Dixie. Carter Hollins gave a little juke move and was just tiptoed into the end zone.
For those online watching, you see that Holbrook asphalt replay. Will Warner just jukes the defender and just walks his way in for a touchdown.
Boy, kidding. We saw this happen last week against Desert Hills. Snow Canyon jumped out on them early, too.
Snaps away for the extra point. Kick is up and good. 14-0. Snow Canyon leads this one over Dixie on the Wilkinson's House Lightning scoreboard. So far, hey, and I also got to give Hunter Johnson this. It's a Jason bomb of the game.
Yeah.
That's a long bomb right there.
That was a beauty, too. He perfect spiral, landed it right in Will Warner's arms, and he did the rest. But that was a great throw. Great protection up front by that offensive line as well.
So 38-yard pass for Hunter Johnson. Again, gets him the long bomb of the game. You can go talk to Jason Baum with Bay Equity Home Loans, who's a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics. Find him online at baumloans.com. That's BAUMLOANS.com.
Well, Dixie might be a little shell-shocked over there, Caden.
Well, I don't think they were expecting this kind of start, right? I mean, first off, they haven't even converted they haven't got another first down yet.
No.
I mean, so they're not converting. And then their defense has yet to slow down this Snow Canyon offense. Even on a 4th and 5, they get it,
Yeah.
It's all Warriors.
Been a very dominant performance so far in this first quarter. Only 5 minutes left, and it's been all Snow Canyon.
The Warriors kick this one away. Aldridge picks it up at the 9-yard line. Takes it right down the middle. Tries to hurdle a few guys. Gets it to the 27 or so to start things off for the Flyers on their now 3rd drive of the game.
Well, Dixie's got to find a way to respond now that they're down 2 scores. They don't run a high prolific offense, so if they get too far down, it could be a problem.
Absolutely. Well, we've had now a 2nd Findlay Hyundai touchdown, which means another donation to the Neighborhood Connection. Handoff up the middle. Christian trying to bully his way through for a gain, gets up to the 35, 36-yard line, just shy of the line to gain. So good start there by the Flyers on this drive. They only need 1 yard to get their first conversion. Maybe a First Credit Union first down coming up.
Yeah, that was good play design. Again, they faked the fly sweep action and just do the dive up the middle. He bounced it. Christian did to the right side. They had a good push up there and got 9 yards. And there you go.
Hey, who's that? Number 53 for Dixie. I got to give him some credit here. That's Jordan Simmons.
Man, I'll tell you,
at the left guard position, he got tapped a little bit and fell right on over backwards like a statue.
He would have got an Oscar with that performance. He just was like paused and then slowly fell over. That was fantastic.
Hey, well, you know what? It got him that First Credit Union first down. Good job, Simmons. Snap is away. Schultz looking to pass. Pressure coming right up the middle at him and taken down by a whole host of Warriors.
Well, all 4 defensive linemen were in on that one. It closed in on the right side. That was number 9 for Snow Canyon. That was Rockwell Jones, but he was also there with number 70. Who was that? That was Phoenix Oliver, and then you had the other defensive end. That was Coulter Stewart, so just great pressure.
So it's 2nd and long now. That pushed him back quite a ways, about 7 yards as Schultz snaps. Tipped up, almost intercepted. Rockwell Jones stretched out for that one.
Boy, that was dangerous. That went off of the hands that time of the.
I think it was Seth DeCow.
Yeah, DeCow. Usually he has great hands, but that was a little hot one coming across the middle, and he's lucky that did not get picked off.
Yeah, you never. If you're not going to catch it, the second worst thing you don't want to do is not tip it up.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and long for the Flyers. Snaps away. Schultz. Pressure. Loses it. It's a fumble. It's picked up by the Flyers and dropped down to the 22-yard line.
And Schultz is hurt, Caden. That could be a problem.
He hurt his wrist.
Yeah, that could be a problem coming into this game a little further. But that was, again, great pressure that time. They're just rushing 4, and they're getting all kinds of pressure up front there for Snow Canyon against Dixie. And unfortunately for Dixie, Jalen Schultz may be injured for the rest of the game.
Gaten Cooper comes out to punt it away on a long 4th down. Will Warner, Jake Hill back to receive, falls at the 40, dead, and picked up immediately by Cash Carlisle of the Flyers.
The first 3 punts that Dixie's had, the ball was rolling for him, but that one was going backwards. So good play by Carlisle just to stop it from going any further backwards.
Heads up play by Darius Romander, by the way, of the Flyers to see the ball pop loose and hop on it. And he tried to return it back a little bit. He maybe got about 5 yards back upfield before he was taken down. So could have been a lot worse for Dixie there, as the Warriors will start things off here on a U-First Credit Union first down from their own 40-yard line. Snap is away. Johnson takes it out to the flat to Hugh. Hugh across the 40, now the 45, rolls through and out of bounds. Close to the 50. We'll see where they mark him. They put him back at the 48.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be about a yard short based off of the mark. But again, just a simple little flat route to the running back, and, you know, he does the hard work picking up 9 yards on first down.
Our line judges, our crew over there, started moving the chains, and sorry guys, it's 2nd and 2. you got to put them back.
They got a little too.
They're still a little confused.
They got a little too excited to move the chains that time.
There's one guy over there that's not exactly sure where to put the marker. There you go.
There they go.
There you go. Puts it back on the 50.
Maybe he's been gone a few weeks, kind of like you, kid.
Maybe. His mind's on Hawaii too, huh? Nah.
By the way, congratulations.
Well, thank you. 2nd and 2 for the Warriors. Snap is away. Johnson gets pass out to Hill. Takes it across. Ooh, and he gets tripped up hard. Swept out under the legs, and not before he picks up a first down.
Well, again, that's just a little drag route that's barely behind, in front of the line of scrimmage. So all the linebackers fall into their drop, into their zone, and he'll just picks up the ball and picks up 5 yards and gets a first down.
Snap is away. Johnson's going to keep it himself on a draw. He takes it out to that left side, picks up about 3.
Yeah, there's that designed run play for quarterback draw, and Dixie did a good job. They were ready for that play. Johnson just bounced it out, picked up 2 or 3 yards.
Now I'm looking over there on the Dixie sideline, and they have Dave Hollings, who's not dressed up. He's one of their linebackers that brings a lot of energy to that defensive crew. And him not dressed up tonight's not going to be helpful for the Flyer defense. This one handed off up the middle.
Yeah, I noticed him in pregame. He was on crutches and had a brace on the knee, it looked like.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the offensive line for Dixie's over there in a huddle with their offensive line coach, and they're trying to get some things figured out over there.
Yeah. That's Darius Romander, who I think it was Romander. I think it was, 0, right?
Yeah.
Taking that last rush up the middle. Johnson throwing this one outside. Almost picked. Getting his hands on it was Blake Watson.
Boy, Watson would love to have that one back. Hunter Johnson underthrew him. It was a long throw to the wide side of the field, but boy, Watson had that one in his hands. He could have ran a little ways on that one too.
Could have been a big defensive play there for the Flyers. Instead, that does bring up 4th down, where, again, the Warriors are going to go for it on a 4th and 5. Snap is away. Johnson. Oh, and it's dropped.
Boy, that was a tough break for Snow Canyon. He was open, the wide receiver. That was Esplin. He was
Brooks
wide
Esplin.
open. But unfortunately, Hunter Johnson threw it behind him.
He had to turn around. He kind of falls backwards and just could not pull it in. That's a difficult catch to make.
It really is, because what you have to do is slow your body down because you're going as fast as you can, and leaning back to catch a ball. That's a tough ordeal. So big break for Dixie.
So turnover on downs. Flyer offense back on the field for you. First Credit Union first down. Snap is away, and Schultz is back into the game, so it must have just been a little stinger. He hands that one off up the middle for just a short gain of a yard. Jeffrey Christian on the pickup.
It's tough sledding up there for Christian in this first quarter. That Snow Canyon front, they've been really stout up there, doing a nice job plugging the holes up there.
With 1:36 left on the clock on the Wilkinson's House Lighting scoreboard, it's 14-0. Warriors leading this one. 2nd and 9 for the Flyers. Snaps away. It's low. Schultz picks it up, throws it outside. Intended for Takao, but underthrown.
Yeah, I don't know if that was for DeKalb or if he was trying to hit number 10, Blake Watson. Watson had run a curl route, and maybe he thought he was running a different route there.
A little bit of an out route or something.
Yeah, so a little misconfusion there, or maybe this arm or shoulder or wrist is bothering him. I don't know, but 3rd and long now, 3rd and 9 as they try to pick up this first down.
Flyers get set. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Snap is away. Back to pass to Schultz. Pressure coming. Gets it away. It is picked off. Going the other way with it is the Warriors. Mikhail Swenson takes it down to about the 10-yard line.
Well, just like that, momentum just keeps building for Snow Canyon. They got good pressure on Schultz. It looked like the ball might have been tipped a little bit, or did his arm get hit?
I think it almost just looked like he didn't have oomph on it.
Is that what it was?
It kind of looked like it.
I wonder if it might be part of that injury he had last drive. They're going to have to take a look at that.
Hey, it's a bear paw of the game. It's a turnover. Hey, voted best breakfast in Best of Southern Utah. Bear Paw's farm-to-table menu. Satisfying your appetites.
Well, either way you look at it, Snow Canyon's got an excellent opportunity to really make a statement here in this first quarter. Just got 10 yards to go for another touchdown.
Yeah, they're in the Cache Valley Bank red zone right now at looks like about the 13, 12-yard line or so. Handoff up the middle. Hugh with a full head of steam runs it right in for a Findlay Hyundai touchdown.
Boy, Caden, I hope this isn't a sign. We thought there was going to be a close ball game, but they didn't even touch him, and he got 13 yards. And
well, we got a minute left in the first quarter. It is currently sitting at 20-0 on the Wilkinson's House Lighting scoreboard. So you tell me. I would like to see Dixie come back into this one, but 21 points in a quarter. Well, assuming a PAT goes through here, it would be 21, right? But
yeah. I'll be honest, I'm a little shocked. I did not expect this. But, anytime you get a punt return for a touchdown, that's always a huge momentum builder.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a punt return for a touchdown as the extra point is good. They had what nearly could have been a pick six, just barely. One extra play gets them into the end zone. And then the middle drive, that second drive of the game where – hey, you know what? You had a 4th and 5 situation where you just go for it. They got it.
Yep.
Some really big plays. It ended up with a 38-yard touchdown pass. So Warriors, they're rolling.
They're rolling right now. And it's, like I said earlier, I've been impressed with how their defense have really meshed over the last 3-4 weeks. And, man, the offense is starting to click, too. This could be a scary group come playoff time.
It very well could be. And this is a team that we talked about in the beginning of the season saying, I think they're going to be really, really good. And they started off really slow to the point where we're like, man, this does not look like the Snow Canyon team we know. And now they're starting to look like the Snow Canyon team we know over the last few games.
Yeah, and I think what happened to them, Caden, is they went and played, if I remember, out of state that second week.
They played in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played in Vegas.
I think that kind of brought their confidence down a little bit because they got manhandled down there.
It was a tough game.
And so it's kind of taken them a little while to rebound, but they seem to be gelling at the right time right now.
Absolutely. Corbin Christian getting ready to kick things away here in our UD and Associates kickoff.
Boy, UD's getting a lot of run this first quarter.
They've got a little bit, haven't they? It's 59.5 up there on the clock, so just about a minute left in this first quarter of play. Falls in right at the 5-yard line. Trevin Aldridge bringing it back into the middle of the field. He's going to get wrapped up, though, at about the 10. That's one of those situations where you're like, why are you bringing it into the middle? Just take it down the sideline.
Yeah.
He only gained 5 yards off of that, but he ran probably 20.
I think if he would have just let it bounce into the end zone, he would have been better off too. So
yeah,
easier for us to say we're up here and we're not down there trying to catch it. So
hey, that's very true. That is very true. Well, again, following was it Brendan Smith? I think that had the interception for the Warriors, and then Snow Canyon going and quickly scoring. So we've seen the ball over on the right side of the field quite a lot this game as the Flyers getting things ready to go again. Schultz takes the handoff, passes it across into the flat to Takao. Takao gets hit hard, misses the pass. It's incomplete.
Boy, that was scary. It makes you a little bit nervous. I mean, the pass got led out in the flat, and it was it was just a clean hit. But
that was Phoenix Oliver on the hit.
Yeah, he came up and just lowered the boom on him, and the cow didn't even see him coming.
Not at all.
But I'm glad he got up, and he's off the sideline now. So that's a good sign, because that could have been real dangerous.
Now they're kind of discussing things a little bit, getting action back set up for a 2nd and 10 here.
Well, they're trying to get DeKalb off the field a little more. He's on the sideline there, just behind the yard marker, and he's trying to catch his breath.
He got rocked pretty hard, a little whiplash there, which, hey, if you're a fan of the NFL and you've seen what's been going on with Tua Tagovailoa, you know that whiplash is a real deal. Handoff to Christian, who takes it right up the middle, but Rockwell Jones wraps him up and takes him down.
Boy, they've just got that play sniffed out. I mean, they didn't even get a half a yard. And again, they seem to have Dixie game planned really well on the defensive side, because they're not getting any action on that jet sweep. They're trying to run the ball up the middle. They've only hit it one time where they've got positive yardage.
Yeah. Well, Rockwell Jones, so he's been playing middle linebacker over here for the Warriors. It seems like he's just kind of sitting there waiting for the hole to open up.
And then
he goes and fills it. He waits for that defensive line as a flag's on this play, thrown out and picked up.
Boy, that was a great catch.
That's number 7, David Barchi.
Unfortunately for Barchi, that's going to come back, because
there's a holding on the play.
Left tackle just took the defensive end for Snow Canyon and just pretty much grabbed him and threw him down. That's way too obvious.
Yep, they officially give the holding call.
Well, and the hold was on the 3-yard line, so they're going to move the ball half the distance.
Half the distance, yeah.
So they're on the 1.5 now. That's a huge
tough
penalty.
Position.
Man.
3rd and very long now here for the Flyers.
They got to be careful they don't give up a safety here with
Absolutely. Which is going to be the end of the quarter before anything can happen, so we'll take a break here as the first quarter comes to an end. 21-0. The Warriors lead this one over Dixie. We're going to take a break and be back with more on the Fan Sports Network.
And fabulous monthly unlimited washes at Fabulous Freddy's. Forget the stickers, get the app, and update your car wash experience.
housing lender.
Welcome back on the Fan Sports Network. Snow Canyon Warriors 21, Dixie 0. Getting things started in the second quarter of play from Snow Canyon High School. The Flyers have the ball on their own 2-yard line on a 3rd and long to get things started here in the second. Schultz takes the snap, throws the ball away just as he gets hit. It's underthrown. That'll bring up 4th down. Tough position to be in right now if you're that Flyer punter.
Yeah, again, they got great pressure. That's Rockwell Jones on the outside, blitzing. Got hit Schultz right as he's about to throw it, and couldn't get any oomph on the ball, and so he completely underthrew the receiver. And so now they got a punt inside or under their own goal line or the goal post.
Tough position to be in. You gotta watch yourself. You don't want to step out of the back of the end zone, and
Two, you don't want to punt it into somebody else
you don't want
behind like you saw in the NFL.
Yeah, the butt punt, as they called it. Hey, but he gets the punt away, and it lands at the 45.
Oh,
it's actually
wow.
a decent one, and it's taking a good roll to the 40. Warner picks it up. He gets wrapped up. He's going to be taken down. Forward progression will put him at the 48-yard line. So Dixie, hey, that's probably the best play we've seen from them today, was just getting out of that tough pressure situation where your punter's lined up in the back of the end zone.
It sure was, and that was a huge boot. I mean, that was a 60-yarder by the time it rolled because these are the back of the end zone. So, if you're a Flyer fan, you couldn't ask for anything better
you
there.
gotta give him 65 on that from the foot to where it was picked up by Warner. That's not bad.
No, he keeps that up. He'll end up playing on Saturday.
By the way, that was Caden Cooper for Dixie punting it away there. So the Warriors have a U-First Credit Union first down now, starting things off at their own 48. Dixie looking to send some pressure. Johnson keeping himself, goes up the middle with it. Falls down at the 45.
There's that quarterback draw. The only thing that worries me about Johnson is he is a little bit injury prone. I'd hate to see him get injured. There's only 2 weeks going into the playoffs.
Right.
But again, it's a very effective, dynamic play because he's such a big kid and he can run hard and he's tough to bring down.
Second down, snaps away. Johnson passes across the middle, picks up his guy. That's Hugh, rolling off of some defenders all the way down to the 25.
Just a nice little throw over the middle there. And then Hugh did the rest of the work. He spins off a defender, like you said, and he's been running hard tonight. You can see why he's been in there.
First down at the 25-yard line now. First Credit Union first down for the Warriors. Snaps away. Hands it off up the middle. Short gain there by Darius Romander.
Yeah, good play that time by the Flyer defense. They actually bottled them up and wasn't able to get anywhere. So one of their shorter gains so far on the night.
Second down and 8. Warriors take the snap. Johnson, a lot of time. Runs it across the right side. Gets the first down and more. Slides at about the 7.
Boy, Caden, you just see that extra gear kick in with Johnson. When he finds an opening and he decides to run, he turns it on, and he picked up 15, 16 yards just like that. If he hadn't blown a shoot, I think he might have scored.
Puts him in the Cache Valley Bank red zone. It's a 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line. Big run there by Hunter Johnson. Snaps away. Up the middle with it is Johnson, keeping it himself. Crosses the 5. They'll mark him at the 5.
Yeah, they tried to run a little misdirection that time again with the fly sweep, and Johnson faked it coming around, and then he just turned and headed right up the middle. But Dixie did a nice job stuffing the middle of that line. Boy, if Dixie could hold them to 3 points here or less, that would be huge as far as momentum goes right now.
Oh, for sure.
They're just struggling.
2nd and 5. Johnson keeping it himself. He's tripped up in the backfield just a little bit. Yard shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a great play by number 22 on the outside there for Dixie. That's Silas Russell, cornerback, and he brought Johnson down by the shoestrings, or else he probably would have scored.
3rd down, 6 to go on a 3rd and goal. Pass away to the corner. In the end zone is Jake Hill for the touchdown. Findlay Hyundai touchdown. Jake Hill.
Boy, Caden, that's just too easy. They're so far, playing so far off of him. All he did was run a 8-yard out, and he was right in the end zone, and easy throw and catch, and the DB was still 3-4 yards off of him.
When he took that cut towards the outside, the DB kind of just kept fading towards the middle as Hill goes towards the out, and he just laid down and let that ball fall right in his pocket.
Well, and I don't mean to pick on the poor kid, but he did not read that one very well.
Well, PAT pending here. It is 27-0. Snaps away, so is the kick, and it looks to be good. It is 28-0. The Warriors lead this one over on the Wilkinson's House Lighting scoreboard. Big time game from the Warriors here on senior night.
Boy, it's been nothing but dominance so far, especially up front from the defensive line for Snow Canyon. The offensive line's doing a nice job protecting Johnson. And, yeah, if you'd have told me we might have a running clock before halftime, I would have told you there's no way. But this has been quite the display offensively and by the special teams for Snow Canyon.
Another UD and Associates kickoff coming up. Well, this has been a game that I will say I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting this to be as much of the blowout as it's turned into. Now remember, when these two teams matched up last season, this was one of those where, again, it was a good matchup. But if I do remember right, Dixie won that game.
They did. Yeah, they came back and won in the 4th quarter. Caden, right now, Snow Canyon has 171 yards total offense. Dixie has 5 yards.
Hey, that's a that's a stat you don't love to see if you're a Flyer fan right now. The other thing too right now is possession of the ball. Dixie's had it a lot longer, 5 minutes longer, as a matter of fact. So they've had it for about 8 minutes, 8.5, and Snow Canyon's had it for about 4.
They just can't stop them.
Kick right on the goal line. Taking it right up the middle. Pretty good return there by Trevin Aldridge.
Oh, we got a
Gets it out to about the 25-yard line, but there's a flag. It is picked up. I don't know. We'll see what. Oh, they put it back on the ground.
Yeah,
he picked it up, but he's like, we're just gonna move it. It's over here now.
5 yards off.
Yeah.
My guess is it probably got a little extracurricular. Oh no, it's a hold.
That's a hold call on the receiving team. So Flyers will push it back a little bit more. Hey, across town, Crimson Cliffs is leading 20-0. There was a fumble recovered by Caden Hawes in the end zone for a touchdown.
Big 99, Caden Hawes getting on. Wow.
Yeah, so 20-0 Crimson over Pineview at the moment across town. 9:50 left to go in the second quarter over there. 8:50, about 8:48 left to go here in this one. 28-0. The Warriors just barely scoring their 4th touchdown of the night. All 4 of them have been dominant. It feels like every time that they get even close to an end zone, they're scoring. Pressure getting over there, but he gets the pass away, crossing the 20, 25, now over to the 30, takes a hit and keeps on going.
He's going to go, Katie.
He's going to go all the way. This is Mason Kesterson taking it. He had to set the cow kind of getting in his way, but Kesterson strolls into the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh, boy, we got
some extracurriculars definitely going down on about the 35.
Kesterson, though, he ran out of gas at about the 15. He's like, DeCal, get out of the way.
Well, DeCal kind of crossed his path, and they bumped into each other, but DeCal at least got the block for him to finish it off. So I would assume the touchdown stands.
Well, it looks like it. Snow Canyon's walking off to the side, but then again, what a great play call. Snow Canyon brought a blitz, and they threw the screen pass right over the top of the blitz, and Kesterson had like 4 guys out in front of him there.
Yeah,
and
he had blockers.
Yeah, and he just outran them, and then it was just a cow just leading the way, and he's like, get out of the way, as he got 15 yards and in, and he was lucky to get in there because he was running out of gas.
Well, if this stands, it's an 83-yard touchdown pass.
Well, and he took a hit, too. Kesterson did. I think
he took a good hit at
he
about the
lost
25.
His mouthpiece or an earpiece or something, because
I
something
saw
went
it
flying.
fall on the field.
Yeah.
Someone picked it up for him. It's not out there anymore, I don't think, but these officials I think they're trying to figure out, hey, was that penalty before or after the score?
Because that does make a difference.
Because if the penalty came 5 yards before he hits the end zone, place the ball where the penalty happened, right? I mean, that's...
Boy, that would be huge, wouldn't it?
Big stop for the Warriors if that's the case. Coach Monkers now talking with the head official. He's giving him quite the mouthful, it's looking like.
They're not making dinner plans over there, I don't think.
Maybe. Maybe they're saying, hey, the big score dessert has already happened.
Yeah. Get your free ounce.
So
5 ounces.
Can you let us, have the score, please? Yeah. 5 ounces over at Yogurtland when anyone in Region 10 scores over 25. Well, it's 28-0 over here. So big score dessert from Holbrook Asphalt has happened. Get on over to Yogurtland. Get your 5 ounces free tonight.
Boy, the referee's talked to
He's
Coach.
talking to both sides now. He's over
Yeah.
talking to Coach Esplin over here on this side.
He's going to be too tired running back and forth. He's not used to that much running. Looks like
I wish I could read lips because we have our camera zoomed in right on that head official. If you're watching on the stream on region10sports.tv.
Dixie's going down, though, Caden, like they're going to kick the extra point, so I think it's going to count.
Well, I'd love to see what this head official says here. I'm still waiting for this call. All right, here we go. So the first off, yes, there is a touchdown. Personal foul on the defense.
Oh, they're offsetting.
Okay, so we have.
He's just saying, no, they would have walked him off on the kickoff.
Yeah, but they offset.
They offset, so there you go.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't much of a bomb, but that was a heck of a play. 83 yards.
Hey, we'll give Jason Baum a shout out. I don't care.
There
Bay
we
Equity
go.
Home Loans. Go talk to Jason Baum.
Jason,
It's an 83-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you read the box score, that's what it's going to go in as.
the ball was in the air for only maybe like 10 yards, but
I would say less than that.
it might have been even less than that. The kick is up for the Flyers. It is no good. Wide left. So 28-6. Snow Canyon leads. Interesting change of events there.
Yeah, got a little bit of momentum this time, taken away from Snow Canyon. That was 84 yards. That almost helps even out the yardage. I mean, Snow Canyon still has, right now, they've got 143 yards, but total yards, Dixie is up to 88 yards now. So that was a huge play as far as helping them get back into the ballgame.
Yeah, it definitely was. Definitely was. Again, 28-6, 8:31 left to go here in the first half of play. So again, big shout out to Kesterson for getting that long 83-yard touchdown pass. A little tight end rollout, and he takes it right over the top of the blitz all the way down for an 83-yard touchdown. Well, this is the first time we've seen Dixie have a Union Associates kickoff.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, coming up in 8 minutes and 31 seconds of play, the Rally Stop halftime show. Join us there as we break down the first half and look at the other scores from across Region 10. Picks it up at about the 10-yard line, takes it right up the middle. Lots of room to go. Losing defenders all over the place. He's across the 40. He's at the 30. He's got his legs under him. Will Warner all the way back. It's his second returned kick for a touchdown. Are you kidding me, Will Warner?
My goodness, he was unstoppable there. He had a huge hole going up the middle and then broke it to the left side, and nobody was going to catch him. What a night for Will Warner. My goodness.
That's about a 90-yard touchdown return for Will Warner to put the Warriors up on top again by 4 scores now.
Boy, I would think that Dixie may not want to kick it to him any longer tonight.
It is 34-6. PAT pending here. Kick is up and good. Corbin Christian getting that extra point. He's 4 for 4, so, or should I say 5 for 5 now? He's 5 for 5. The score 35-6.
Boy, just like that, Caden, we thought maybe they'd have a chance, Dixie, to claw their way back into this, and Will Warner just took over, took all the momentum and said, nope, not going to happen, not tonight. What a great return.
Wow. That's definitely a contender as of right now for a play of the game. But we have our replay queued up over here. We from our Holbrook Asphalt replay that kind of shows that return there. It was a beautiful return there by Will Warner.
Yeah, 89 yards, right up the gut, bounced it out to the outside, and nobody was going to catch him. Let's give a shout out to our streaming service partner over here, Region 10 Sports. Man, they do such great work, giving us some great footage at home. I'm sure you guys at home, you're getting a great view of the game. We want to thank them and their partnership with us. Not only that, but they're a bunch of great guys. We just like those guys.
It's another kickoff here for the Warriors. Again, 35-6. Kick is away and into the end zone for a touchback. Taking it back out to the 20-yard line to get things started for the Flyers.
Well, special teams have been huge, Caden. 2 touchdowns on special teams now, thanks to Will Warner. You got almost a interception for a return, got all the way down to the 10-yard line. Just some big plays that have really turned this game in favor of Snow Canyon.
So Warner returned his first return for 82, this last one for 89.
And he doesn't even look tired.
Do the math on that one.
It's about 170.
Yeah, 170 something, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully nobody does that real quick. Checks my quick math skills.
I think it was like 177, 178, something like that. Pass over to Takao. Takao gets it at the 20, gains just about a yard. He loses the football, but they say he was down before he lost it anyways, so.
Yeah, that time
short yard gain.
Tackle was made by number 5. That's Swenson for Snow Canyon. He's a junior. Of course, we saw those seniors lined up in the senior night display. I thought, man, they've got a ton of seniors, but they actually play a few juniors too, quite a few juniors. Snow Canyon does.
Back to pass to Schultz. Pressure coming, taken down for a sack.
Boy, it's just been nonstop up front. They're getting the pressure with 4 guys. Snow Canyon is. Sometimes only 3 guys. So they're just doing a great job pushing Dixie around, and really they're collapsing the outsides, not letting Schultz get out at all and run and find somebody open.
So it's 3rd down now, 15 to go. Passes away. Watson takes it across, pushing forward. He gets about 9 yards on this one, so puts it right back about in the middle of the sticks over there. So it will still bring up 4th down and 5.
Yeah, just a little bubble screen, and he popped it, Watson did, to the middle and picked up good yardage, but unfortunately it was 3rd and about 19 or 15, and so he comes about 6 yards short.
Snap is away. Cooper gets a kick away.
Well, that's a beauty,
Falls
too.
in and rolls to about the 25.
You know, that's his 5th punt already in the first half. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt.
That's pretty good. He's got a good leg on him there.
Got a great leg.
So the 26-yard line is where the Warriors will start things off. 6 minutes left to go. 35-6. The Warriors lead this one pretty commandingly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the one big play that Snow Canyon gave up, it's been pretty dominant thus far by the Snow Canyon defense.
First Credit Union first down. Start things off. Hunter Johnson takes the snap. Passes this one out deep as he got his guy. Overthrown Jake Hill. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. He was open.
He had 2 steps, a step and a half on the defender there. And, man, if that throw would have been on target, they'd had another score on the scoreboard.
That's very true.
My goodness.
Second down, 10 to go. Snaps away, handoff. Gain of about 4.
Yeah, that was
Tegan Hugh.
That stop right there. I think that was Dyer on the stop there. Yeah, Hugh picked up 3-4 yards. He's had a solid night at running back too.
Snap is away. Johnson across the middle. Falls incomplete again to Jake Hill.
Boy, Hill had it in the breadbasket. Just forgot to close it and watch it all the way into his body. Who would have had a first down, and that brings up 4th down. This is the first time I think Snow Canyon's had to punt.
I think so. 5.5 minutes until halftime.
They're bringing in Kelly right now.
Yeah, Talon Kelly coming in. Now he's quick on his feet as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if he pooch punts it.
See what happens. See what Tank can do, huh? Snap is away. Yep, just a little kick. Falls it in right at about the 40. Picked up, rolls with it. That's Watson.
Yeah,
Falls down right about where he picked it up at the 35.
Great coverage that time by Snow Canyon, and you know they've just looked really good this first half. 5:21 left here, and even on their special teams have been awesome, and coverage has been great. Offense is clicking, defense is rolling. It's hard to pick out any negatives so far for Snow Canyon tonight.
So with 5:21 left to go here in the first half, the Flyers have to figure out a way to get back into this one. The crowd's got the entire stadium shaking over here. Schultz across the middle, picked up for a short gain. Taken down by Rockwell Jones. Pass over to DeCow for the 5-yard gain.
Well, it's good to see they got a good 5 yards. That opens up the playbook a little bit here. Hopefully Dixie can stretch the defense here and get the ball moving.
3 receivers out on the right side. Christian takes the handoff. He's going to be taken down in the backfield, losing a yard. 3rd down now in 6.
Yeah, just not much push up front by the Dixie line. Snow Canyon, again, getting off, using their good extension. Very well coached, you can tell, and then finding that ball carrier and bringing him down for a loss.
Snaps away. Schultz fakes a handoff, throws across the middle, picked up, hit hard and brought down.
Boy,
Darius Romander with the good hit over there on Kesterson.
That was a nice hit, but it was a legal hit too. He didn't.
It was legal. He just he put his forearm out and hit him in the back. There was nothing illegal about it. Just kind of hit him tough.
Yeah, trying to jar the ball away from Kesterson, but Kesterson has great hands and
he's got a large body too, so it's a little more difficult to jar him. But hey, Romander did it, though.
Yeah,
he got him pretty good.
He stung him pretty good, but he's hanging in there. So, heck, if he can break an 83-yarder, he can take a hit over the middle.
That's exactly right. It's ball at the 49-yard line of Dixie's. They're continuing to try to march. A flag. They're going to call a false start.
Oh, they're pointing at the Dixie lineman, so you're right. False start.
I think they're giving it to, looks like they're pointing at the left guard.
Yeah, it's 53 for Dixie, the left guard.
Yep, they do. They give it to 53.
Jordan Siemens.
Now, he's the one we were giving that acting credit to as well. So.
Oh, that's right. You got a little karma coming back.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. So 1st and 15 now for the Flyers. Snap is away. Schultz gets hit in the arm. Picks it up as Watson, though. That was a tough takedown by Rockwell Jones. A little suplex.
Yeah, you almost see that on WWE, don't you?
Hey, good thing I watched WWE, so I know what a suplex is.
Boy, they could have called a holding that time on the left tackle. He had his arms around number 70 for Snow Canyon, but they let it go. Very luckily, that could have been a 15 to 20-yard penalty swing right there.
Yeah, it really could have been. 2nd down, 4 to go, 3 to go. We'll give him 3 to go. Snaps away. Across the side to Cal. Hits the fingertips. Cannot pull it in.
Boy, that time Schultz just put a little too much mustard on that pass. It was coming too hot. He's short little flat pass, and he threw that like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Alex Aldridge is down on the ground right now for the Flyers, taking his time to get up. I believe that was Alex. I think it's number 55.
Yeah, it is. Hope he's all right.
He's up on his hands and knees. Forearms and knees, I should say. Crew comes out to take a look.
Hey, Caden, while they're looking at him, did I read that your home school, Enterprise, did they lose yesterday?
No. Are you kidding me? No, they blew him out. Here's the thing. It was the Wolves against the Wolves, so I understand how that can be confusing.
Oh, okay.
No, I was actually at that game. It was homecoming last night, so I went back to my old stomping grounds, and since it was a Thursday night game, I was like, hey, yeah, I'll show up. So yeah, shout out to Enterprise. They had a big win yesterday against North Severe.
North Severe. Oh, you're right. 35-7. I just looked it up. Wow.
Yeah. To start things off in the second quarter, first play of the second quarter after the kickoff, it was a pick 6 for Enterprise. I was gonna say for the Wolves, but they're both the Wolves. For Enterprise, quick pick 6 to start things off in that second quarter. So.
Well, congratulations to them. A homecoming victory and still undefeated.
Still undefeated at 8-0. So Enterprise having quite the season up there, up the road.
Boy, we might
on
have
Highway 18.
We might have to go cover one of their games or something.
I don't see why not.
I think Ben would. We could talk Ben into that one.
Say, hey, game of the week. Take the trip up to Enterprise, shall we? I wouldn't be opposed to that because it's a short drive home for me. He's still struggling. Aldridge over there is kind of struggling still. Gets on his feet now. He's walking under his own power. I'm not exactly sure what it is that shook him up.
Well, there was 2 Dixie linemen down at the same time. There was 55, and I think it was Siemens 53. I don't know if they collided or got rolled into each other or what. But
maybe.
I'm glad to see he's up and at least gingerly walking it off.
Not exactly sure who is subbing in down there on the line for him, but we may hope to see him coming back. Looks like we may have lost a little bit of camera signal for just a second, but we're good. We're back up and running on our Region10sports.tv. Snaps away. Going up the middle with it's Christian. Back to that original line of scrimmage. No gain.
Boy, again, they faked the fly sweep action, and Snow Canyon just did not budge. That middle of that line is like hitting a brick wall.
I got to give a lot of credit to this Snow Canyon defense. I mean, we had a pick already that got taken back quite far. Potential to be our Morgan Pest Control defensive play of the game right there. But then again, just being able to hold off this Flyer offense from doing much outside of the one big play that turned into a touchdown. They've been doing really quite good.
They really have.
Snaps away, rolling out. Schultz, pass across, has Kesterson. Gets it down for a first down and more. A flag comes in after the play.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a targeting call on. I don't know if that's Will Warner. That wouldn't be Warner. That would be Warner's second, but I think that was 0, wasn't it?
Was it 0?
Yeah. Yeah, Darius Romander might get thrown out with a targeting.
They're just calling it. It's a holding call on the offense.
Oh, and
they are doing the targeting.
Foul. Yeah.
But they called the.
Wow, he's very fortunate because
they didn't eject him though. But they did call the targeting call.
Well, that was Dixie's second, probably biggest chunk play yard.
Well, hey, positive for Snow Canyon here is that Dixie didn't get the first down. Right? It was offsetting.
Yeah.
So they're just going to go take it right on back for a 4th down play here.
Pretend it didn't
Downside
even happen.
for Dixie, you didn't get your first down.
But you get another down.
But you get another try.
All right.
So it's like it didn't happen. Just run some time off the clock. That's about it. Schultz. Pass across the side to Cow. Taken down hard. No gain.
Boy, Ken, I don't know about that. They had trips to the wide side, and each receiver ran the same route, a little 5-yard curl route. Got pressure on the quarterback. He had to pump it. By that time, the defense had already reacted. That play had no chance.
No. Because that's the thing. When your receivers are running the same route, the defense is crowded.
Yeah.
And so it didn't matter who you're throwing it to. Is just a matter of, hey, whoever it's going to, the rest of those defenders are coming over to you. So, well, Snow Canyon, they got a minute and a half left on the clock in this quarter. Maybe they can throw another score on the board. So we'll see what happens here as Johnson takes a snap, throws across the middle, picked off Kesterson. Taking it the other way, he's at the 30. He's down to the 20.
He's going to score.
No one there. Touchdown, Kesterson.
Boy.
Again, this is second touchdown. One on offense, one on defense.
They tried to get it over the top of Kesterson in the zone.
He's just too big.
He was too tall. He jumped up. I think he's about 6'4". So my guess is he's probably about 9-10 feet high with those big arms. And what a beautiful hands. Brought it down, made some nice moves down the sideline, and tiptoed into the end zone.
For those watching on Region10Sports.tv, check out that Holbrook Asphalt replay over there. That's definitely shows Kesterson just taking that step up the ladder.
Boy, that was an absolute great play by Kesterson to elevate one and then to come down with the ball, but then to have the foresight and the movement to get up and into the end zone.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Oh, they're calling him out, Caden. It looks like they didn't put the points on the board. I was thinking they would, but
yeah,
looks like they got it on the 4-yard line.
I was going to say, I thought they were going out there to do a 2-point conversion or something like that. And no, they're going for a full-blown play. Well, it looks like we have ourselves a Fabulous Freddy's fabulous timeout. So we'll take this moment, take a timeout for ourselves real quick, 30 seconds, and we will be back after this on the Fan Sports Network.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Catch a recap of all the Region 10 football action with the Region 10 Recap, a weekly recap of all the football and boys basketball games each week. See the hits, video highlights, and big plays every Saturday morning on the St. George News' Facebook page.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app?
Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Say they stepped out of bounds. So, okay, it's fine. Not a big deal. They take it right up the middle to Cow. Going to lose some yardage. Now, okay, so they were counting that as a 2-point conversion.
Oh, they were?
They did put the score on the board finally. Yep.
Okay.
I thought they were saying he stepped out of bounds. So they finally put the score on the board and counted it as the 2-point conversion.
Well, yeah, that was throwing me for a loop. I could have swore I saw the arms go up, and people at home are going to go, man, what is that guy
Man, those
drinking?
guys are idiots now.
Yeah. Well, and just like that, you still got 1:22 left in the half, and if I was Dixie, I would not kick it to Will Warner.
No, got to avoid that at all costs. He's already returned 2 of them. Don't want him doing it again. Well, hey, you know what? It's a Findlay Hyundai touchdown, though. We should have at least counted that. So
That's right.
in this game alone, though, we've had 7 touchdowns.
That'll fill the bus.
That'll do it. That'll do it. So that's not too bad. So, hey, well, Will Warner is kind of making himself a candidate for our Hearst Ace Hardware Player of the Game. But we're also kind of looking at maybe Mason Kesterson on the opposite side, on Dixie's side. He's got himself 2 touchdowns on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. This one going to sail into the back of the end zone.
You say Kesterson doesn't want to be left, want to just hand it over to Will Warner tonight. He's doing his best to make it real difficult.
So far in the first half, do we have a candidate for the AWP Playmaker Play of the Game?
On offense?
It doesn't have to be offense.
Well, I would just say it'd have to be Will Warner then.
We could say special teams.
Yeah.
We've got 2 of them from Will Warner returned for a touchdown. And how often do you see 1 a game, let alone 2?
Well, and then you've had the nice 35-yarder from Hunter Johnson to, I believe, was it Hill that caught that?
I think it was Jake Hill.
Jake Hill, yeah, that was a beautiful play there. So that's in the running too.
Yep. And again, Kesterson rumbling his way all the way down.
83 yards.
Over across to Hugh.
They're not going to catch him.
No, he is gone. Tegan Hugh down to the 10 and in for the touchdown.
Caden, nobody.
First play of the drive for the Warriors. He wasn't even sniffed. No one got close.
I'm trying to understand the Dixie defense. It was just a little flat route that ended up, he took it up the sideline, and Hunter Johnson just laid it out in front of him, let him run right under it, and within 12 seconds, we've got another touchdown.
For those watching online on the Holbrook Asphalt replay, yeah, he wasn't touched at all. He just took it right down that left sideline.
Boy, and you saw the speed, too. Once he got the ball in the open field, there was nobody going to catch him. Nobody.
They tried.
We better throw in another bomb play of the game right there.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play already before things even get started on that extra point. Score right now, 41-12. Snow Canyon leads on the Wilkinson South Sliding scoreboard. False start on the offense. It'll push this extra point back 5 yards. So they're going to replay the try.
Well, if you'd told me we'd have 53 points scored in the first half, I would have been like, I don't think it'd be that high.
Extra point is up, and it is good.
Well, he line drive that one through, didn't he?
Yep. So 42-12 on the Wilkinson South Sliding scoreboard. Inching closer to the Rally Stop halftime show.
Boy, I'm still baffled by that defensive call, that last series. I mean, there was nobody in this right flat. I don't know if they thought it was a mix-up between man-to-man and zone, but there was nobody there.
Yeah. So again, the replay over on the screen is we see Hugh just not even touched.
No.
I mean, he picks it up at the 35-yard line on the pass, and I mean, he had a he had a buffer of about 10 yards from any defender.
They closed the gap to about within 3, but that was maybe 3 to 5 yards, but that was it. He did not get touched at all.
Yeah. So the Warriors on a UD Associates kickoff again. Remember, they are your local American Family Insurance Agency here in St. George. I love this time of year, too, here in southern Utah, where it feels like it starts to cool off, but really it's still in the 80s.
Yeah.
Kind of nice, huh?
It's perfect.
Good football weather for us here.
So nice.
Kick is away, and this one's sailing into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. So the Flyers now have 1:10 seconds from their own 20 to see if they can make something happen before halftime. Remember, Warriors get the ball back to start the second half. And they currently are sitting on a 30-point lead.
Yeah, I'm just, I can't believe where we're at right now as far as the number of points that Snow Canyon's been able to put up.
Well, between the last 2 weeks, really. I mean, you look at what they were able to do last week, right? In their game against Desert Hills. And this offense just clicks right now. The defense is stopping the ball. I mean, everything just feels like it's going the Warriors' way currently. And you're looking at playoff matchups, right? And Snow Canyon could be in a scary place for a lot of these teams. This one hands off up the middle to Christian, who is wrapped up by Warner, brought down with a little bit of help from Rockwell Jones.
There again, Caden, no yardage on the play. I mean, it just almost feels like they've scouted out Dixie so well that, you know, they plugged every hole.
Well, I feel like they know Dixie favors the run.
Yeah.
You know, they're only blitzing 3, maybe 4, it seems like. That's all they're sending. But then they have kind of what you were talking about. It's almost like they're running a 2-spy defense. It feels like they're just plugging up those holes where they just are following the ball. And it's kind of an interesting defensive scheme we got going on here for the Warriors. Pass across the middle to Cow is dropped. That's his 3rd dropped pass in just this last few minutes.
Okay, and just to give you an idea, with the sacks and the rushing attempts, they're -3 yards on the rush yards for the first half, Dixie High.
Well, and if you take away
the 83-yarder,
the big old, the 83-yarder,
they'd have 35 yards of total offense.
Yeah. 80, let's see, what was it? Yeah, it was 83 yards.
Yeah, it's a pretty dominant performance by that Snow Canyon defense.
Snaps away, Schultz. Flag on the play, picked. Romander steps out of bounds at the 21.
Boy, Schultz, he stared him down the whole time he was trying to go.
There was a flag on the play, so we'll see if that changes anything. It's a holding call on the offense. Declined, and the Warriors will have a Cache Valley Bank red zone opportunity right now.
Boy, and they still got almost 30 seconds, Caden, to get another score on. My goodness. Schultz tried to, he just eyed Kesterson the whole time, and just a great read that time by Snow Canyon defense. Darius Romander, he just read it all the way. He cut right in front of the pass and ran it all the way back to the 20.
Well, they've already scored 21 points in both quarters alone. Sitting on the scoreboard right now with 42 to 12, Warriors lead. They have an opportunity here with the ball right at the 20-yard line. Snap is away. Johnson's going to pass. He rolls out. Flag. Johnson keeps himself. Goes out of bounds at about the 13.
Yeah, but that's coming
That'll
back.
Come back.
That's a hold. That'll be about a 15-yard, 16-yard penalty from the hold spot. So that'll be a big one.
Yep, holding was on number 55. It's Rylan Felipe. Puts the ball back at the 35-yard line. Much more manageable here for this Flyer defense on a first down. And, hey, 1st and 25 now. Snap is away. Johnson looking to pass. Pass is deep. Has his guy, Brooks Esplin. It's another Findlay Hyundai touchdown.
Boy, he just had too much time to sit back there, and Esplin did the crossing route across the middle, a deep corner post move, and Hunter Johnson just laid it out there perfectly. Beautiful thrown ball.
48-12.
Unbelievable.
The Warriors just blowing this one out. It's not even halftime, guys.
I know. Well, let's get some other scores while we're at it. It looks like the last update I had is Desert Hills is at Hurricane tonight. They're up 14-0. Looks like they got about 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And then Crimson, almost halftime there. They're at Pineview. They're up 26-7.
Kick is good. Make it 49-12. Yeah, I'm looking over here, and looks like about 7 minutes ago, the score over at Crimson was 26-14. So
okay.
That's
So
what I'm seeing.
They got another score on there.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it looks like it's halftime over there.
Well, Caden, so far we've got 274 total yards for Snow Canyon on offense tonight in the first half. 70 yards rushing and 204 yards passing, so that's pretty good there for a half. And then you look at Dixie, they're -3 rushing yards and got 121 pass yards. And as you know, 83 of that 121 is that big play to Kesterson. So you take that out, you're looking at 39 yards for Dixie in just the first half.
Wow. Before Snow Canyon, Corbin Christian, again, getting ready to kick things off here. He's no stranger.
No
stranger to kicking the ball off this game. He's had to do it now solid 7 times. So
8 actually with the opening kickoff.
Oh, that's true. Goes into the end zone for a touchback.
I'll give him credit. He's put him at the goal line or into the end zone almost every time. So
yep,
he's got a great leg.
15.8 seconds on the clock, 49-12 on the Wilkeson's House Lighting scoreboard. Coming up next, it is the Rally Stop halftime show. And, man, could I use a Rally Stop pick-me-up right about now.
You need a soda or some chips, sandwich?
Maybe a little bit of both.
There you go.
You know what sounds really good is a Reese's and a Coke.
Oh, there you go.
Schultz will kneel it and let it click on down to halftime. So, again, halftime score here from Snow Canyon High School. Snow Canyon Warriors lead this one 49 to Dixie Flyers 12 as we head into the Rally Stop halftime show. So, coming up next here on the Fan Sports Network, we're going to be diving on into this game so far, picking it apart, seeing what the Warriors are doing right, what the Flyers can be doing better, all of that and more coming up next in the Rally Stop halftime show. So, stick around right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Items for your vehicle at many auto stores. When they started, they wondered what would make them stand out from the competition. They came up with customer experience. If they were more knowledgeable, helpful, and friendly than anyone else, people would keep coming back. It looks like
you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Daddy. Oh, what a catch. And it's in for the score. Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big
House of Lighting has been voted Best of Southern Utah Lighting Showroom 4 years running. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Attention for you first-time home buyers. Hi, this is Jason Baum with Bay Equity Home Loans. If you're thinking the market has outpaced your ability to buy, or you're worried about what direction we're heading in, give me a call. Let me talk to you about programs that's specifically designed for first-time home buyers and get you on the road to buying your home. If you would be interested in learning how you can start the process of getting into your first home, you can reach me at baumloans.com. That's BAUMLOANS.com.
Well, it's all Snow Canyon here tonight. Warriors up on the Flyers right now, 49-12.
Yeah,
Tough one.
It's been a rough one if you're a Dixie fan. We're trying to stay as positive and help them out as much as we can, but it's been, let's be honest, it's been pretty much a complete domination by Snow Canyon. They gave up one big play in the first half, but outside of that, it's been slim pickings for the Flyers.
Absolutely. It's been extremely tough for the Flyers to kind of just get themselves off the ground. Now, we know this team is a pretty decent team. We saw how they played against Riverton. It's just the Warriors are taking it to them right now. Let's go over some of these stats right now as we hop into the Rally Stop halftime show. But before we hop into the stats, of course, let's thank Rally Stop for being a great sponsor of Region 10 Athletics. You can find them all over Southern Utah. Good place to stop, refuel, get your snacks, get your drinks. Man, I'm telling you, I could go for some Rally Stop right now.
Absolutely.
I need a little pick-me-up.
Yes.
My water's just not cutting it.
I think Dixie could use a little Rally Stop, too, right now. You know, they do have a couple of new locations here in St. George. They got 3 up in Cedar, so stop into Rally Stop.
Do you know where they're at here in St. George?
Yeah, they're one off of Bluff, and I'm trying to remember where the other one is. But I'll find out for you.
I knew the one off Bluff. I've seen that one, so that makes sense. Hey, so diving into some of these stats here right now in this 49-12 game we got going here at the Warriors lead. Well, Dixie's had more plays at 31-30, right?
Yeah.
They've had the ball a lot more. But that obviously doesn't mean anything. What really means the most is what are you doing with the ball? They had one big play where they gained a lot of yards. That was an
83 yards.
83-yarder, right?
Yep.
Take away that 83 yards in one play over the rest of the 30 plays they've had. Kind of slim pickings on the offensive side.
Yeah, they're averaging like 0.5 yards per play outside of that one play. And minus 3 rushing yards. I know we mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but just not getting anything going on the run game, and then passing yards. They have the one big play. It's been so impressive to watch Snow Canyon get so much pressure. When Dixie drops back to pass, they're just getting it with 3-4 guys.
Well, no, I will give credit to Schultz. He's not letting them get to him. He's been sacked once. The thing is, again, you look at rushing yards, right? They are getting him down in the backfield, though. So even though that pressure's coming, if they try and run the ball, they're not getting anywhere with it. The passing game has been decently effective, right? 121 passing yards of the 118 total yards, which number feels a little lopsided, of course.
Yeah.
But, again, a big part of that was one giant play that took it 83 yards to the house. So the Warriors, though, that defense, like we mentioned, they're just getting in there. They're being pesky.
Well, they're not giving up any yardage in the middle of that defensive line. Linebackers have done a great job plugging the holes, and then on the fly sweep, they can't get any yardage that way either. So they've just come in well prepared and focused on slowing down that Dixie run game, and they just aren't getting much brewing.
1 in 10 on third down conversions right now for the Flyers. So the fact that they've made it to 10 third down opportunities as opposed to Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon's 3 of 6 on third down, and they're 1 of 2 on fourth downs. So Snow Canyon isn't even really getting to third down. They're getting first downs before it even gets to thirds, right? So
absolutely. So
they're doing everything right in that sense as well. So when you're looking at that, I mean, the Warriors they've avoided the sack, right? They've and I guess there's been 2 sacks. I apologize. I think earlier I said there was 1, but there has been 2 sacks. There have been no sacks now for the Flyer defense. Penalties so far, it's been a fairly clean game, but Dixie is sitting on 35 yards worth of penalties, and Snow Canyon's had 20. So it hasn't been too bad that way. But, hey, shout out over here. Do you see their little on fire Snow Canyon logo?
Oh, yeah.
Over here in the end zone. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I think the MVP of the first half for Dixie is their punter. He's had 5 punts, averaging almost 50 yards a punt.
Yeah, his name's Caden Cooper. He also kind of, at least that's the name we have on our roster. It's number 4. Number 4 is that I have on my roster is Caden Cooper, and I actually have him listed as a senior defensive back. So I don't know if he's really their punter or not. Errol Dyer is also listed as a punter at number 3. Maybe it's actually Dyer, and we just have our things messed up. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways.
Well, he's had a heck of a first half. He's been busy, but he's had some great punts for Dixie, and actually tried to pin the Snow Canyon Warriors back. But Snow Canyon's been scoring within 2-3 plays as soon as they get the ball.
Yeah, it's true. Snow Canyon's had. Well, let's look at the scoring plays, shall we?
Yeah.
So, the first score of the game comes at just 10 minutes left on the clock in the first quarter, where Will Warner returns one for 82 yards. The next one, Will Warner takes a 38-yard touchdown pass. The next one was Tegan Hugh for 13 yards. And then you have Jake Hill coming in for a touchdown as well. Then finally you have Dixie getting on the board. So that was that big pass over to Kesterson.
Yeah, at that point it's
83-yarder.
28-6 at that point.
Yep. And then again, Will Warner for his third score of the game, an 89-yard touchdown return. So, hey, you know what? It's big. This is just how things go right now. So, and that's not even all the scoring. I haven't even finished it up yet. So
no, we had another touchdown pass from Hunter Johnson to Darius Romander. That was another touchdown there.
Well, that was the one. No, that was the one that was intercepted by Mason Kesterson for the pick six.
Yeah, that's right.
So Kesterson, by the way, has both of the scores for Dixie. Of the 12 points, Kesterson has 12 points.
Yeah. I got a little confused there. Too much scoring. I can't keep it all straight.
Hey, well, to keep it easy on you, Kesterson scored all of them for Dixie. All that's left now, let's go over. We've had 2 more scores left for Snow Canyon. The next one was that Tegan Hugh 80-yard touchdown pass, that Jason Baum, long bomb of the game, where he wasn't touched at all.
5 to 10 yards. Everybody was behind him.
And then the last one, Brooks Esplin for 35 yards for a touchdown. Just an easy pass across the middle. No one near him. So, hey, you know what? As of right now, it's been all Warriors. And so if you're in this for the Flyers, I do apologize. There's not a ton to talk about right now.
Yeah, I wish we could have a little bit more that we could report on, but it's been a little bit slim and few and far between, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break here in our halftime show. We'll be back with more in just a bit for the Rally Stop halftime show right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Cedar City is proud to support Region 10 athletics. They want to wish all.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend. Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today. Catch a recap of all the Region 10 football action with the Region 10 Recap, a weekly recap of all the football and boys basketball games each week. See the hits, video highlights, and big plays every Saturday morning on the St. George News' Facebook page.
clouds in the sky seem less noticeable than the cloud connected to your phone. Data is quickly becoming the new currency in our society, and all the information you or your business can hold is priceless. So why not store it, secure it, and protect it? That's where we come in. Our job is to assist you in ways that help you to facilitate your business. Tonic Data Center redefines the meaning of data protection. Located in the disaster-safe zone of St. George, Utah, we have created a faster, friendlier, and more secure way to connect to you.
Freddy's monthly unlimited washes. Fast, frequent, and fabulous.
Wrapping up the Rally Stop halftime show here from Snow Canyon High School. The Warriors kind of taking it to the Flyers on our Game of the Week here on the Fan Sports Network. The score 49-12. Well, we've talked enough about this game. Let's kind of dive into some of the scores from across the rest of Region 10. Let me get those pulled up here for you. Now, across town at Crimson Cliffs, last score update I saw from that one was 26-14. Crimson Cliffs leads that one at halftime. Over at Hurricane, Desert Hills leads 21-0 at halftime over the Tigers. So there's your quick little score update. Looks like so far it's extended leads across the board for a lot of teams.
Yeah, just to go over the scores in the northern region, you got Ridgeline, who's up 21-0 over Bear River. Green Canyon and Logan, they're notched up at 14 apiece into the third quarter. And then Skyview and Mountain Crest, Skyview leading 21-7 for the Bobcats.
You know, Skyview was a team that a lot of people said would be pretty decent this year. I know Green Canyon, a lot of people had high hopes for, and I know Green Canyon's really taken that step down. Skyview hasn't been doing too bad, but if Green Canyon can get this win tonight, that'd be good for them. I think it'll be their second win of the season, so they definitely could use it.
Yeah, they need anything they can get right now, just momentum-wise going into the playoffs here. Can you believe the playoffs are in less than 2 weeks or whatever?
I was going to say we're about 2 weeks away from the last game of the season. I think that is on it's always on like a Wednesday or something like that. So I want to say that game's on the 12th is the last game of the season. And then playoffs will start probably around the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there. 21st would be the Friday if it's on a Friday. So,
yeah, because we have, you're right. The game will be on the 12th, that Wednesday of October.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're under 2 weeks left before we know what the playoff matchups are going to be.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, the RPI right now has Crimson on top, and as of right now they're leading, so Crimson could stay on top. And who knows? Maybe this win over Dixie could push Snow Canyon up too. I'm not saying Snow Canyon's getting the win, but I'm saying that it's very likely.
Oh, I'm going to say it right now. For you folks at home rooting for the Flyers, I apologize. I just don't see this one coming back. I'm going to give this one to the Snow Canyon.
Well, and we got to remember, it's 49-12. Warriors leading this one, obviously. It'll be a running clock, meaning Dixie will have less time to come back because incomplete pass doesn't matter. That clock is ticking. So if they even wanted to have a chance, it's going to take a lot of effort to get some scores on the board and do it quick. They have to score, assuming Snow Canyon doesn't score, they almost have to score 50 points in themselves just to make it even somewhat interesting, right? And that's only allowing Snow Canyon to score twice. And I don't know, we'll see if Snow Canyon keeps the big guns out on the field or if they start bringing in some subs. Which, hey, if they do, not a bad thing. We can get a Jersey Mike sub of the game going over here for us. So, that's another thing I could go for right now is a Jersey Mike sandwich. You know what my favorite thing is over there? It's the Philly cheesesteak.
Chicken Philly?
No, just the normal steak one, just the normal Philly.
You know, I like a Mike's 13 too. That's pretty good.
Which one's that one?
That's the one with the ham, pastrami, just a bunch of stuff on it. It's wonderful.
Anna, my now wife, I got to get used to saying that. Hers is the club.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yeah. This kick goes right into the back of the end zone for a touchback. It's our UD and Associates kickoff. Remember, UD and Associates, your local American Family Insurance Agency here in Southern Utah. Well, we only had one timeout in the whole entire first half.
Yeah, I thought it was speeding along because of that. But
I was just thinking, we didn't talk about Fabulous Freddy's nearly enough.
No.
And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that it just went quick.
They just were scoring too quickly. So,
yeah. Well, they didn't need them. That's the thing. When you're scoring that much, you get your own little personal timeouts every time you score because everyone heads off the field for a little bit. So I guess they didn't need it, right? Handoff up the middle by Hugh. I think Hugh's going to see a lot of touches here in this half as they're going to probably just try to play it safe and just ride this one out to the end. But who knows?
Well,
they're high schoolers. They like to have fun. So they
do.
might air out the ball still a little bit. We'll see. But it does look like we got a couple subs out there, too.
Yeah, they do. And Dixie staying in their base defense. They only got 3 down linemen. So when you got 5 on 3, it usually makes it a little bit easier running. And you saw it there. He picked up 5-6 yards just on the outside.
Johnson takes a snap, and there is a flag. It's going to be whistled dead. By the way, we got Max Reynolds as well in there, as opposed to Tegan Hugh, who we've had in the past. The sophomore's coming in now at the running back position.
Yeah, he's just a young sophomore, but, man, what a great opportunity for him to get some varsity playing time. Anytime you're a sophomore and you get some varsity time, that's very valuable.
Well, Samaje Thompson's out there as well. We get to see a little bit more from him. That'll be good.
Are you surprised they got Johnson still in there?
A little bit. I thought they might put in Tank, bring Kelly in there. This one is passed over to Hill. He takes it all the way across the 35 for the first down. First Credit Union first down for the Warriors.
Yeah, I was when I called their game earlier against Hurricane, they were up pretty big on them there, and they were still throwing the ball around when they were up 35, 40 points on them, and
yeah,
they just don't seem to take the foot off the gas at any time. Even when Tank came in the game, he was putting it up.
Johnson hands this one off. Reynolds taking it up the middle. What a 5-yard gain. Yep, they'll give him 5, put him at the 40.
Yeah, just again, only 3 down linemen, so they're just taking what's in front of them, just putting a head on a head and moving people around.
2nd and 5 for the Warriors. 49-12, the Warriors dominating this one over the Flyers. Snaps away. Handoff on the sweep across the side. Taken down by the collar.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call that. That's number 16.
That's Bo Hickman, yeah.
Bo Hickman there.
I think the officials want this game to be over with, too.
Yeah, and that number, I'm trying to get a name for number 1 for Dixie. He's drawn a little bit with the Snow Canyon sideline there, and ref had to come in and break that one up. So we'll have to keep
I don't have a number for number 1 either.
Might get a little spicy out there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Johnson passes across the middle, has his guy taken down. That was Will Warner.
Yeah, that's just a deep in route there by Warner, and he picked up 15 yards. Picked up another first down as Snow Canyon continues to roll.
Picks up that first down and takes a break back on the sideline again.
He took a nice little pop that time. Again, that was number 1. Again, we don't have a name for him, but made a nice tackle.
Snaps away, handoff, sweeping it across the side. It's number 11, Carson Watsky.
Yeah, again, we're getting a bunch of names now that, which is good. You're up like this, you should play a lot of players, and starting to hear some names we don't normally call out, so good for them.
So Warner comes back in. Samaje Thompson heads back to the line. Here's the snap. Hands off to Reynolds up the middle. Reynolds bounces off one tackler and makes his way down for a few extra yards. He's at that line to gain, and they move the chains.
Yeah, great job just finding a little crease there. And then he went sideways to try to get another extra half yard, and just like that, he picked up the first down.
So First Credit Union first down at the 37-yard line for the Warriors. Snaps away, passing it across into the flat over to Nowatzki. Wrapped up, taken down for just a loss of a yard.
Yeah, that's Carter Vanlin on the tackle. He's a junior for Dixie. Great open field tackle that time by number 12. Well, just like that, Caden, we're down to under almost 7 minutes here in the third quarter. So things are moving.
Yeah, we're right at the 8-minute mark, now into the 7 territory. 49-12 on the Wilkinson's House Lighting scoreboard. This one hand off the middle to Reynolds, who takes it down close. Yeah, he's about 3 yards shy.
Yeah.
Close to that 30, but they'll put him at the 31.
Snow Canyon line up front just to give him a shout out. Big 68 on the right tackle there. He got a good push. And number 69, they both got a head on a head, and they're just picking up big chunks of yardage.
Again, Reynolds up the middle. Found his pathway and got the U First Credit Union first down.
Yeah, that time they pull the guard, the right guard, over to the left guard and do the old counter trap play, and picked up again, healthy yardage once again. So good job up front by those big linemen.
Reynolds must have heard us talking about that sub of the game over there. He said, hey, you know what? I like me some Jersey Mikes. I'll be the sub of the game. He's out there getting some good yardage.
That he is.
Well, they got a lineup over here for Johnson that looks great for some passing yards. Sure enough, passes it over. Flag on the play. And no gain for the Warriors. That was Bo Hickman.
I think you might have either illegal lineman downfield or hold. Yeah, it's going to be a hold.
Yeah, I think the flag came before the pass did, so my guess would be the hold.
Yep, sure enough.
Yep, that was. Well, that little sound was a little score update, 33-14, Crimson up on Pineview.
Ooh, they're starting to really separate now, aren't they? Boy, that's one thing I called their game last week that I was really impressed with, Caden, is that defensive. They only rushed 3 down linemen, but, man, they can send the guys off, the blitz off the outside or up the middle, and they just do a heck of a job getting off of their blockers. They really turned the tide. Big number 99, Hawes, he made a heck of a play last week where he caused a fumble. They picked it up on the 10-yard line and scored.
Pass away to Thompson. Thompson, tackle taken down by whoever number 1 is for Dixie. They're fighting to get back into into some territory where they can try to reach that first down. Again, that flag brought him back quite a ways. So it is now 2nd down and long, about 2nd and 15 or so.
Should we give number 1 a name?
Let's call him Hank.
Hank. Good call.
Hank the Tank. Dropping back to pass with a little pressure coming. Johnson gets the pass away. Wide open, Samaje Thompson at the 20. He's going to be really close to that first down marker, too.
Yeah, that was just great. A great job by Hunter Johnson, just rolling to the right, buying time, waiting for someone to get open, and then he just sits down right in the middle of that zone. Comes up about 2.5 yards short for that first down.
So it'll be 3rd down, 3 to go from inside the Cache Valley Bank red zone. Right on that 19-yard line. Snap is away. Reynolds up the middle, down to about the 15. It'll be a first down. U First Credit Union first down. Move those chains.
Boy,
and the Warriors are just cooking.
Yeah, they just get big chunks of yardage that time. They got about 7 yards on that running play. Clock's really moving. We're almost under 5 minutes left in the quarter.
So that game I went to yesterday for Enterprise in North Severe.
Yeah.
It was a running clock that second half, and we were out of there before 9 o'clock. Handoff up the middle, taken down pretty quickly.
Is that Rockwell
Decent
Jones,
gain.
number 9?
Yeah, it is Rockwell Jones. They decided, let's put him in it back. Why not?
Well, he leads the team in tackles. Give him a chance to carry the rock.
Yeah, might as well, right?
And I love that first name, Rockwell.
So we got Rockwell Jones right now out there at running back. You have Bo Hickman at tight end. Will Warner on one side. On the other, you have Nowatzki. Handoff again to Jones. Jones fumbles his way in through to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, they pick up, 8 yards on first down?
Yep, that line to gain is the 5. So if they can get inside the 5-yard line on this 3rd and 2 try here, get a fresh set of downs on a 1st and goal. potentially another Warriors touchdown. Right now it's 49-12. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Johnson takes the snap. Again, it's a handoff, sweeping it across the side. He's going to take it in. Rockwell Jones with a rushing touchdown. And another Findlay Hyundai touchdown for the Snow Canyon Warriors.
Boy, that's pretty tough to take for the Flyers. I mean, they had a guy in the backfield hit Jones right as he got the ball, but he broke that tackle, and then nobody was around as he just walked into the end zone. So that makes it 56-12 as they look to add this point after attempt. The other tough part about that, Caden, is, you know, they ran the ball probably 80% of the time, and it just ran right down the middle.
There's the kick. It is good. Let's make that score 56-12.
Well, Rockwell, he's a senior. That'll be a moment he'll tell his grandkids, I broke 3 tackles, you know, just to get into the end zone when really
Even though I was a defensive player, they put me in it back in a tough, close game.
And I carried him into the end zone. I can just see it now.
I hauled 3 guys on my back. Yeah.
You know, the stories just get better with time. I'm telling you, I remember back in my day. No.
Yeah, right? It's like the walking to school uphill in the snow both ways or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, here it's walking to school uphill with no AC or blower in your face.
Yeah, it was 135 that day.
It was so hot.
I had to walk 12 miles.
Our good friends from Region 10 Sports, they're streaming this game. They're just getting a chuckle out of us just talking here. So we'll give them a shout out. Region 10 TV, they're the best.
Yeah, head on over to region10sports.tv if you're not already to go watch this game live. You can also find the Region 10 Sports.tv YouTube channel as well.
Well, and you want to get used to seeing that because we got basketball season right around the corner. We're going to have all the games on there as well. So get used to hearing Region 10 Sports TV.
Well, guess what it is? Union Associates kickoff. This one falls in, playable. We're going to take it out to about the 20 before taking down. I think that was number 7 for the Flyers. Couldn't quite tell. It looked like it was David Barchi.
That's Barchi. Barchi had what would have been a great big play for them in the first quarter. If you remember right, they went for a deep 40, 50-yard bomb. Barchi had it, but the Snow Canyon defender knocked it out right at the last second as he was going to the ground. A lot of could-have-beens in this game, Caden.
A lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas, that's for sure. There's the snap. It's a handoff. Sweeping it across, still at the 20. Whoa, big hit. Flying in there was Esplin. This is number 19, Lucito Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett, unfortunately, Esplin said, hey, welcome to the third quarter, my friend.
Well, and it looks like the Warriors are having fun. They're putting defensive guys on offense. They're putting offensive guys on defense. So they're keeping some starters out there. They're just kind of changing some lineups around.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they make some wholesale changes here to start the fourth quarter.
So with 2:30 left to go in the third quarter, there is a guy on the field there for Dixie. Not sure who they got there on the field that's struggling to get up.
I think it's that.
Is that Bennett?
Bennett,
yeah. It is Bennett.
I don't know if
maybe
he got
some cramps or something.
I think he fell on the ball. He got probably the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. Oh, he's struggling there. He's stumbling a little bit.
Yeah,
Hopefully
you got to watch that closely. You were talking about the game last night with Tua Tagovailoa, you know, with what happened to him and what happened to him on Sunday, too. So you just want to make sure you check him out, make sure he's not hurt before you put him back in the game. You really want to be careful.
Well, and again, he's just a young guy, so no need to push him.
Yeah, he's a sophomore?
I think he's a sophomore, yeah.
You know, one guy that we haven't really mentioned tonight, Caden, is number 70, Phoenix Oliver. He's had a great game on the D-line.
Oh, for sure, for sure. The handoff up the middle to Christian. Gained some pretty good yardage, but does still make it 4th down. So they'll bring the punting unit back out onto the field. And again, if it is who I think it is, the name we have is Caden Cooper for the Flyers, number 4.
I think they're going to have to give him the special teams player of the game for Dixie.
Maybe.
Let's see if he can get another 50-yarder off.
Well, let's see. He's standing over there at about the 15 is where he's releasing that punt from. And it falls at the 39 and rolls to the 32 where they pick it up. So, hey, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
That's not bad.
It looked like your 9-iron approach there on the short
kidding
green.
me? That's my driver. I can't.
Well, that hit and was rolling, and then it spun backwards. I was like, wow, he put some extra spin on that bad boy.
There's one thing you know about me in golf. It's that I'm not good.
You know, I had the opportunity to go play this week with one of our clients and with Brent.
Uh-huh.
He quickly found out that, you know, I'm okay for about 3 or 4 holes, and then I just fall apart.
I'm all right. I'm actually not too bad.
Well, I'm not terrible, but, man, I'm not good either.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm not terrible, but I'm not good. Keeping himself back in the game now is Kelly.
Boy, Tank, he just faked the jet sweep. Dixie snuffed it out, so he kept the ball and went around the left side. Almost ran over the DB there as he picked up 8 yards.
Well, there's a reason they call him Tank. He's a good-sized kid.
He's thick.
He's got some meat on him, so he's definitely pushing through. So.
Okay, and this will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter as that clock just keeps running.
Yeah, we have not yet taken a break here for the quarter. And again, you're right, it is running. So fakes the handoff, pass across the middle. I think it's Thompson that brought that one in. Samaje Thompson for the 1st down, and it was.
Boy, that was the right play call. They blitzed the corner that time, so he was wide open. They're just trying to do a little run blitz there to stop it, but had the right play call on, picked up 15 yards, and they're moving the chains.
First Credit Union 1st down for the Warriors. With 15 seconds left on the clock, they're going to say, we will just ride it out. Let the 3rd quarter come to an end. So with that, yes, the 3rd quarter does come to an end. The score right now, 56-12 for the Warriors over the Flyers. Now coming up, 4th quarter. Can the Flyers do anything to soften the blow? We'll see. We'll take a break. Come back with the 4th quarter for you on the inside here on the Fan Sports Network.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Daddy. Oh, what a catch.
Kelly in at quarterback. He takes the snap and hands it off. Reynolds takes it up the middle, maybe gets a yard.
Yeah,
a little aggression going on there on the field.
Well, you know, if you're a senior, you're losing by 47 points or whatever, 44 points. It's tough to take, you know, and you still want to play hard and, you know, not let your coach down or your teammates down. Man, Snow Canyon's up to almost 400 yards total offense through 3 quarters. They're at 384.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
It's impressive.
Snaps away. It's a handoff. Hickman, he's going to lose some yardage.
As you say, Dixie's seen that play in practice probably like 1,000 times. They run that fly sweep. That's not going to fool them at all.
No.
Well, Okay, now I'm going to take a look at Dixie's schedule, who they got left. You never know. These types of losses, it can go both ways. You know, you can either rebound and come back fighting strong. Right now they're 4-2 in the region, so they'll drop to 4-3.
I'm trying to remember who they it's
got
a tough
Crimson.
one. That's tough. Crimson. And we're going to be broadcasting that game too, so that's the game that's going to be right here as Reynolds rolls his way for pretty good pickup, actually. A couple yards, give him about 3. No, they'll give him 2.
Well, and just to follow that up, Caden, they got to go to Hurricane for their last game on a short week.
Yeah.
And Hurricane, I know they've been kind of pushed around a bit, but, you know, they played Crimson. They should have been up at halftime last week. They've battled they beat Pineview, so they're not just a pushover. And if you're wounded and banged up coming into that, you know, anything could happen.
Here's the snap. Kelly, little kick out. It's picked up by the Flyers. That's Watson. Drops in around the 24-yard line to start things off here for the Flyers. Blake Watson with about a 4-yard return.
So, yeah, they could drop 2 region games here between Snow Canyon and Crimson next week. Dixie, that will drop them definitely down as far as the RPI goes.
So U First Credit Union first down. This is very different from that game we did in Hurricane where the lights went out on us twice and we had to wait around for an hour in the middle of the game.
Well,
this is a running clock over here. It's just past 9 o'clock, and we're halfway through the fourth quarter.
We're happy about that. It was 115 degrees in the press box. Our equipment was overheating. It was quite the night.
It was an unfortunate night as Christian takes this one up the middle for probably what could be one of his best gains so far. About an 7 or 8 yarder. They'll give him 7.
Yeah, that was just nice play design there. They faked the end around, and Christian hit the hole hard. It looks like Snow Canyon's got a whole bunch of new jerseys out there that we haven't seen all night. So good for them to get some playing time.
Again, another run up the middle. It's going to be enough for a U First Credit Union first down for the Flyers. And it's Christian again taking it up the middle. I think at this point, too, the Flyers are playing it safe. They know they're done. They're just doing some simple handoffs, and
there's no reason to try to get anybody hurt. And
don't take any big shots down the field. And
you notice they're not rushing to make the next play. They're taking their time. You know, they realize the score and where it's at. So
yeah, use this as an opportunity to teach some younger guys. You know, they even have some younger guys out there on the field right now as well. So, I mean, they have numbers that I don't even have on my roster. So Christian gets held up right at that line of scrimmage. He kind of rolls forward for a gain of a yard, actually.
He drug that pile for a little bit. He should reach out to the local farmers. He could plow a field. Just took a plow behind him. He'll move him around.
Not sure what's going on over here is the Dixie student body's just deciding, hey, let's roll out. So
you know what I think? They're going to get that free yogurt's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're saying, let's go to Yogurtland. Come on. No, I am very curious. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but it's interesting.
Yeah, half the stands just got up and left. They're sprinting off the field.
Well, there goes Snow Canyon. So maybe are they switching sides? Maybe they're switching sides. Snow Canyon student bodies running over to the Dixie sidelines, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Something's going on. A handoff on a sweep. Number 81 for the Flyers. Trayson Faddis is who I have.
Well, and just like that, Caden, the fans have switched sides now.
Yep, we got the Dixie fans coming to this side, the Snow Canyon fans going to that side. If you're watching on the stream, you can see all the purple going up into the Dixie stands. Kind of an interesting change of events going on here. Kind of strange, but it's fun. Why not? Have some fun with your rivals. Again, this is number 14, who I don't have on my roster, taking it all the way down for a first down, 2 yards past that line to gain. So it's a 47-yard line for the Flyers in their own territory.
Let's call him Clint.
All right, so we got Clint and Hank.
Clint and Hank.
All right.
Makes the game a little more fun when you can make people's names up.
When I don't have to actually call them the right name. I mean, I wish I knew their names. I'll say that much. Play called dead.
Looks like there's moving.
Oh,
No, offsides.
Offsides call on the defense. So Snow Canyon picks up that penalty. It'll move it 5 yards. Replay first down on a 1st and 5 now. Well, the Dixie fans are filling in right below us now. As Christian takes this one up the middle, gets the first down and a little bit more. Puts the ball at the 40-yard line into the Warrior territory.
You know, I would think, Caden, that would be a little bit dangerous. If you're from the opposing stands coming into the home area, you know.
Yeah.
But just goes to show you Southern Utah fans are good-natured fans.
Well, now look on the other side. They're cheering with the cheerleaders over there. So Dixie cheerleaders hanging out at the Snow Canyon student section. I have never seen this happen at a football game.
Oh, we got to go in here now, too. We got a little party going here.
Yeah. So. Half the party here is what's going on in the stands as opposed to what's going on the field.
For you folks at home, we just had a 2-yard, or maybe a yard
gain. Yeah.
So sorry about that. We got a 5:25 left in the game here.
It's a little distracting down here now with all the student section shenanigans going on. Kind of fun, though.
Yeah, it makes it fun. It's like going to the Eureka Sports Casino. There's TVs everywhere and everything going on.
I know, right?
Oh,
Again, a play
goodness.
is called dead. Let's see what the call is.
Well, the beauty is all they do is stop the clock for a penalty. I should say, they just keep it running.
Penalty goes against Snow Canyon again. Pushes them back 5 more yards, so it's 2nd and 9. It's going to be a handoff. Again, that's number 14. Ooh, he's hit hard. It's Reynolds coming in tough.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by the young Reynolds coming up from that safety spot. Or is he at the linebacker spot? He's from the safety spot. Yeah, I was like, man, he came flying out of nowhere.
Now we're kind of sitting at that point of the game with the running clock. It's 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. It's moving quick. 3rd down. Handoff, Christian. Takes it. He's down to the 20 before he's tripped up.
That was a great run that time off the left side. They faked the end around, and then Christian takes it right off the left guard, bounces it outside, and picks up about 8 yards. So great run there, getting the first down.
There's Reynolds again on the tackle. So Reynolds getting it done on both sides of the ball. I think he's pushing for that Jersey Mike sub of the game.
He wants it. He can
really
taste
wants it.
He wants it done Mike's way.
That's right. Throw on the vinegar. Throw on the oil.
Throw oregano. He knows how to have it.
That's right. First Credit Union first down. Here's Christian. Takes it across the side. He's wrapped up, taken down. It's number 14 for the Warriors, Will West.
Yeah, great play by the Warriors. They snuffed that one up for a 2-yard loss. So even the backup's getting some players to, get some good penetration up there.
2nd down and 11 now. Handoff again on the sweep.
Whoa.
And there's a flag on the takedown. Again, that's Will West on the takedown.
He got the collar that time.
Yeah, right in front of the official, too. And the official
made it pretty easy, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those are just such, I know it wasn't on purpose. It's just such a dangerous play. You never know on it, rolling up on an ankle or a foot or something.
By the way, the students are switching back.
Oh, boy.
That didn't take much.
What if they just all stayed over here?
Just make one big student section?
Yeah, one big one.
Little purple and white cocktail going on this side?
Yeah. Have them break out the snacks from the concession stand. Let's just all celebrate.
Well, if you're wondering what I mean by purple and white, Dixie over there is wearing white. Snow Canyon's wearing purple. So
I'm just glad they're going opposite direction, not running into each other.
Yeah, that's a smart play.
You get kids starting to talk a little trash. That could lead to something else, so I'm glad to see that.
Schultz gives the handoff. Take it down.
What a play.
Good play.
Number 13, that's
Matthew McLennan.
McLennan, yeah, junior. He shot through there for about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play there.
Beautifully done. Well, we're about 2 minutes left, Kay, and this thing's humming along.
Yeah, it's moving quick. This is, again, handoff. Stuffed up by a bunch of Warriors. 4 of them in on that play. Led by number 36. That's Ryder Holt, a sophomore.
Yeah, like I say, anytime you get sophomores in a varsity game, this goes a long ways, especially in the off season, because they realize the speed of the game and what it's like to get on the field and under the Friday night lights, and so just it's very valuable time.
For sure. Trayson Faddis takes it into the Cache Valley Bank red zone. Schultz takes a snap, hands it off. Still on his feet at the 10 and finally taken down after a pretty decent gain. It's a first down on a 4th down conversion.
Yeah, that'll keep
First
the
and goal.
chains moving. They might get a score here if they right here at the end of the game with 1:18 left in the game.
Now again, the score right now, 56-12. About a minute left to go. Yeah, this game's just moving along quick. Christian will take it up the middle and wrapped up, taken down pretty quickly. Under a minute left to play in this one. So Snow Canyon is going to get the win here. 56 to who knows what from Dixie.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see if they can get in the next 45 seconds or so. Handoff again. Takes it up the middle. Short gain, maybe a yard or two. More than I thought, like 6 yards. So.
Well, they're going to be, what, about 3 yards short of that end zone?
Yep, about that. Snap is away. Taking it on the sweep. Ooh, slips one tackle. Tries to juke his way in. Taken down to about the 2-yard line now.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get 4th down, get a play
I don't know
off.
if they will. They got 10 seconds on a running clock. I don't know if they'll get set up in time.
They're trying to.
There's 6. They can maybe get one play. There it goes. Snap. Christian. Not enough.
Stopped him, yeah.
Stopped. So Snow Canyon wins this one. Big time, 56-12. We're going to take a break, step away for just a moment. We'll be back with the postgame show coming up next on the Fan Sports Network.
Save every day at Finley Hyundai.
Our most popular model, the 2023 Hyundai Sonata, is the best thing to happen to sedans. It has a long list of reasons for you to drive one home, from its affordable pricing to great gas mileage. Hyundai complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. And Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles powertrain limited warranty. Start your journey off with the most extraordinary sedan, the Hyundai Sonata.